Welcome to Mount Vernon Rams basketball on WMIX, on your radio and online, featuring streaming video on mywithers.radio.com. Rams basketball is powered by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Santerra Bank, banking with local style. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored by Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us, Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to personal banking. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto, Good Samaritan Regional Health Center, Raising a Hospital, Raising the Bar, Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon, Ren Lake College. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Heartland Accounting, All Stars and Stitches, Bean Insurance, Central Christian Church, and People's National Bank. It's time to join Chris Hugo and Danny Czerwinski in the 94 Sports Mobile Studios for Mount Vernon Rams basketball. The Ren Lake College pregame show starts now.
And good evening from Herrin High School. Tonight, the Mount Vernon Rams basketball season gets underway for a third year at the Pyramid Plus tournament in Herrin. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside for your Ren Lake College pregame show. And at Ren Lake College, you can get a quality education and save thousands. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. Ren Lake College, it's time. It'll be a new look Mount Vernon Rams team tonight as they lost quite a few seniors from last year's team that suffered a disappointment in the Centralia 3A Regional 44-43 as they fell to the modern-day Knights. The Knights went on to fall to the Centralia Orphans. The Orphans, meanwhile, did not lose again until the state championship game up in Peoria. Danny Czerwinski joins me alongside. And, Danny, it's a new season for the Rams. They have new home white uniforms to display here tonight. All in all, they're going to be looking good, and they're going to be trying to be playing good as well.
Well, the key is when you lose as much as the Rams did from last year's team to this year's team, it becomes a point of emphasis to have the program in place, and Scott Gamber has that in place. You know, obviously teams are going to go through cycles. They're going to have players and talent and whatever else. The key will be if the program's set, the players in the set, you know, the players understand what's got to be done both on the offensive and defensive end. That's the important thing coming into this season when you lose the amount of talent that Mount Vernon did last year.
Of course, we're on WMIX tonight, 94.1 FM. We're also online at mywithers.radio.com. We're not only featuring audio, but streaming video as well. For those of you on mywithers.radio.com, you're looking live upon Herrin High School's gymnasium in a beautiful high-definition shot coming to you live from whichever corner this happens to be from the gymnasium. I am directionally challenged in here as we speak. I want to say we're in the southwest corner of Herrin High School is where we are, and that is where we'll be the rest of the week as we bring you 5 action-packed basketball games from this Pyramid Plus Thanksgiving tournament. The Rams, meanwhile, meet up against the defending Pyramid champion East St. Louis Flyers in what is sure to be one heck of a matchup. We need to take our first break of the night here on the Ren Lake College pregame show. This is Rams basketball on WMIX.
Save some green with a free checking account from People's National Bank. A free checking account from People's National Bank comes with a free Visa check card, free online banking, free bill pay, and unlimited check writing. Save time, stamps, and the hassle with a free checking account from People's National Bank. Stop by either of our 2 locations in Mount Vernon today for details on how you can make your money bloom with a free checking account from People's National Bank.
People's National Bank, member FDIC, Visa check card and bill pay, non-usage fees may apply.
Rams leather jackets, all stars and stitches. Rams cheerleading jackets, all stars and stitches. Rams hoodies, all stars and stitches. Rams t-shirts, all stars and stitches. Rams car stickers, all stars and stitches. Rams yard sign, all stars and stitches. Rams apparel, all stars and stitches. Anything Mount Vernon Rams, all stars and stitches.
Okay, I get it. I can get anything Mount Vernon Rams at All Stars and Stitches. But where in the world is All Stars and Stitches?
All Stars and Stitches. We're located in Benton, half the block from the Benton High School. Our phone number is 618-435-5555. Give us a call.
Back out to the 94 Sports Mobile Studios on WMIX and mywithers.radio.com.
And welcome back to Williamson County. Tonight, the Mount Vernon Rams open up their season against the East St. Louis Flyers. Glad to have you with us once again. I'm Chris Hugo. Danny Czerwinski joins me alongside. Jeff Crow's with us as well. We have Jesse Clark back at the powerhouse as we're ready for basketball action here tonight. It is the unofficial official start to the season, of course. Of course, we had some basketball action for you last week on the Jefferson County Basketball Showcase. It's a double dip of basketball action tonight on WMIX AM and FM, as on the AM 940 at about 6:20. You can catch the Lady Rams opening their season at Assembly Hall in Nashville in the Nashville Girls Thanksgiving Tournament. They will take on Freeburg. That'll be a 6:30 tip. It's on AM 940, also online at mywithers.radio.com as we wish Jeff Monin and the Lady Rams the best of luck tonight in their battle against Freeburg. Of course, the East St. Louis Flyers on tap here for the Rams. And, Danny, we already have an early glimpse of the Central Christian Church starting lineups given to us by Eastside. Looks nothing like the starters that we thought we might see, which would feature a kid that ate up the Rams last year off of the block, especially Deshaun Munson, and Montez Williams, a 6'6 senior. Neither of them in the starting lineups we were given. So, granted, this time of year, opening game of the season, anything can happen. However, as we take a look at this roster, some surprises to the Flyers early on.
There are some surprises, but again, this is the first week of the season, and we don't know, obviously, if there's a football connection. Maybe they haven't practiced enough with the team. If they did play football, we don't know what's going on. It's also the first week of the season. You will see teams in a tournament situation like this where you have 5 games in 6 days. You'll have different players starting each game. Sometimes the coaches, even after 2 weeks of practice, are still trying to find their best set, best rhythm as far as making their team better throughout the year. So what you see tonight may not be what you see out of East St. Louis the rest of the week. And, of course, just because they're not starting doesn't mean they won't come in off the bench either.
Well, and one thing that we came up with off the air before we started here tonight was these may be some of the same kids that were on that postseason run that East St. Louis had coming up short in the quarters against Wheaton Warrenville South. And, you think that's just 2 weeks ago. That is not a lot of prep time coming into this basketball season.
No, because football and basketball being in shape for both of them are like day and night different, because you can be in shape for football. You can't be in shape for basketball because, the average NFL game live time on the football field is 15 minutes where you're actually moving around. Basketball, you're moving around constantly except for obviously dead balls, which don't last very long. So you have to be in shape to play this getting up and down the floor. So we don't know. These guys, if they played football, they're in somewhat of shape. But again, playing football, playing basketball, 2 different things. Being in shape for both sports, 2 different things as well.
And we'll get a great look at those 2 different things on mywithersradio.com, and we'll describe them for you here on WMIX. Rend Lake College offers over 100 degree and certificate programs for thousands less. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. We'll take a quick break on your RLC pregame. When we come back, we'll analyze more of this matchup between the Mount Vernon Rams and the East St. Louis Flyers. This is Rams basketball presented by Banterra Bank.
More Americans are on the move today than ever before. One of the most popular modes of transportation is the motorcycle. Motorcycles take us to our jobs, school, to the beach, and all around the country. If you're a bike rider, your Beacon Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, wants to make sure you have the best insurance protection while you're riding. Ask about the money-saving auto cycle discount and the experienced driver discount, too. Call Page Insurance at 242-7000 today about motorcycle insurance from Beacon Insurance.
It's amazing how versatile the Saturday Sports Show has become. What do you mean you slept in last week? Set your alarm for 8:08 this Saturday morning and tune your radio to AM 940. More Mount Vernon Rams talk, more Jefferson County talk, and more amped-up coverage of Southern Illinois sports. Hear from the best coaches, experts, and sports know-it-alls available. Sports talk worth waking up for. Saturday mornings from 8:08 till 10 a.m. on WMIX AM 940 and online at mywithersradio.com. Presented by Crossroads Community Hospital.
On November 5th, 2011, Community First Bank and the First State Bank of Dix officially partnered to better serve our customers and our community. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. We welcome all our new friends to the Community First family, and I'd like to personally invite you to call, drop by, or log in to learn more about Jefferson County's only true locally owned community bank. Now with locations in Ida, Woodlawn, Dix, and 2 branches in Mount Vernon, we are your community bank. Community First Bank, welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC.
When it comes to bone and joint care, only one name should come to mind: the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Your fellowship-trained physician's first priority is specialized orthopedic care, ranging from total joint replacement and spine surgery to shoulder surgery and sports medicine. Our surgeons provide a wide range of specialized treatments that are unparalleled anywhere in Southern Illinois. Located on Veterans Memorial Drive in Mount Vernon and St. Mary's Good Samaritans in campus, the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Discover the difference.
For more scores and insight, follow us on Twitter at 94sports. Now back to the Rams on WMIX.
And welcome back to Herrin High School for the Pyramid Plus Tournament opening game of the season for the Mount Vernon Rams. It's the East St. Louis Flyers coming up. And Danny, this is one of those games where you're either blessed to draw them out of the gate or you have a lack of luck, as we could call it. If the East St. Louis Flyers are on, they're going to be tough to handle. But if you catch them off, especially with a lot of these kids playing football for that 7A postseason qualifier, who knows what could happen here tonight.
You may as well, either way, you're going to play them this week no matter what, whether it's Monday, whether it's Saturday, The only day of the week you won't play them is Thursday. We know that for a fact. You may as well play them sometime soon. Get it done. And that's the thing, too, is you can't be intimidated. If you're wearing a Rams jersey tonight, you can't be intimidated. This is East St. Louis. We're supposed to be, we're not going to win, blah, blah, blah. They're in the same class you are. They're probably going to be favored. They've got a couple of kids being looked at by Division I colleges. You got to go out and play the game. The floor is still the same length. Goals are still 10 foot high. Go out and play, take care of the basketball, see what you can do, and understand this is a learning experience. And hopefully you'll see them again come March.
Yeah, as they are now 3A, a perfect segue into what we may see this season in Rams basketball. You have a couple of new entrants in 3A. You have a couple of teams that left 3A to go back down to 2A, not by their choice. We're talking about the IHSA multiplier waiver classification, and because of how they've done that, you'll see some different faces in similar places, I guess we could say, because Mater Dei goes back down to 2A school as they lose the multiplier in boys basketball, keep it in girls sports along the way, but all the boys sports are back down to 2A. You have the Herrin Tigers bumped back up to 3A after being AA for many, many years. And now you have the East St. Louis Flyers who fall from 4A to 3A, and they're certainly not in this sport going to try to petition to play up.
I wouldn't play up either if I'm them. It's one of those cases where obviously they have a rich basketball tradition over at East St. Louis, obviously from the days of Todd Porter in the 80s winning titles to Conzo Martin and LaFonso Ellis winning in the late 80s. Then you throw in to Darius Miles in the 90s, and Mount Vernon fans obviously knows that name. But again, they drop down from 4A to 3A. They got to be excited. They get away from some of their conference opponents and playing in their own conference tournament, the Southwestern Conference over there, and you go right on into playing other schools maybe as smaller than you are and have an opportunity to make a run deep in the playoffs.
And we'll see how that all shakes out as this season progresses. This is the first of 5 this week, Thanksgiving week. I realize what I just did, judging by your reaction, but that's okay.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow night, we're right back here from Herrin, of course, Massac County, and the Rams will tip off about 5:30, same pregame time on WMIX online at mywithersradio.com. Then on Wednesday, the Rams get to host Herrin Tigers at 7 o'clock. Friday, it'll be Mount Vernon Marion in the nightcap at 8:30. And then on Saturday, the Rams get the middle game to cap off this tournament against the Salem Wildcats. So it's a double dose of the Wildcats after Thanksgiving, Marion followed by Salem. And that is how this season will start for the Mount Vernon Rams at this Pyramid Plus tournament. And we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the Herrin Tigers, the host of this tournament. Of course, you have the Massac County Patriots, a team many expect good things from, especially in the River to River Ohio division. And then you have the Marion Wildcats, a team we'll see often throughout the regular season. And Salem, a team we could see as many as 4 times, depending upon how the postseason goes with the 3A pairings. We could see them in Centralia, could see them in Salem, depending upon how things go.
Love to see those teams multiple times, hopefully on the right side of the bracket up at Centralia and Salem as well. When we move through those tournaments, you want to see those people and those teams because, you know, they're doing well and we're doing well. And again, even though it's the first week in November, Mount Vernon Herrin may or may not be in the same regional. Mount Vernon and Marion may or may not be in the same regional. Need to get those wins just because it concerns seeding.
Of course, that said, we're going to take a gamble on the national anthem here on the Rend Lake College pregame show. At Rend Lake College, you can get a quality education and save thousands. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. Rend Lake College, it's time. We'll take that break. When we come back, we'll have your Central Christian Church starting lineups. This is Rams basketball presented by Banterra Bank.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit service. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, I want to ask you something, but you have to promise not to laugh at me. Okay, what? Do you think the State Farm jingle really works?
Like, for real? Like, if you sing the jingle, will your agent actually appear and help you out? Yeah, of course it works. I saw it on the internet.
In reality, having your own State Farm agent means having a real person to help you when you need them. Tony Wilt is that State Farm agent at 4121 South Water Tower Place, Mount Vernon.
Does this sound familiar? I can't stand this job.
I just wish I had time to go back to school, but with work and family.
I know. I just enrolled in Rend Lake College's evening cosmetology program. They have evening classes that will even fit into your busy schedule. You can even graduate in less than 2 years. Classes are convenient to get to. They're in Studio RLC in Mount Vernon. They even offer financial aid.
What's it like? I've been out of school so long.
It's not your typical take notes. Listen to a lecture program. We will learn the latest styles and trends in cosmetology, and it looks like we'll have fun doing it. We'll be out on the salon floor getting hands-on experience and getting to know all kinds of people. By the time we're done, we'll be ready to jump into a new career and love our jobs. For once.
Okay, how do I sign up?
I called 618-242-8459, but you can also check out their website at rlc.edu/Studio RLC or stop by the RLC Marketplace in Mount Vernon.
This is Rams basketball on WMIX with streaming video on mywithers.radio.com.
And, of course, welcome back to Herrin High School, where tonight on the Rend Lake College pregame show, we're about ready to meet your Central Christian Church starting lineups for the Mount Vernon Rams and the East St. Louis Flyers. First, we'll meet the visitors on the scoreboard, East St. Louis.
For East St. Louis, the forwards tonight will be 6'4" junior number 21 Joseph Cook and 6'4" junior number 40 Cedric Washington. The center will be 6'5" senior number 11 Davis Johnson. The guards 5'10" junior number 2 Philip Lockhart and 6'3" senior number 3 Brandon Johnson for Ray Coleman's East St. Louis Flyers.
Incredible things are happening at Central Christian Church in Mount Vernon. Look no further than thenewcentral.com. Watch their Friday night and Sunday services online. It's thenewcentral.com. Central Christian Church, loving God and loving people. Let's meet the Mount Vernon Rams.
For the Rams tonight, they'll go with 2 forwards and 3 guards. Your forwards will be 6'3" senior number 4 Clay Payne and 6'5" senior number 5 Leonta Badger. The guards will be 5'11" junior number 21 Travis Mitchell, 5'7" junior number 2 Jaron Lydell, and 5'9" senior number 1 Tyrell Trimble for Scott Gamber's Mount Vernon Rams.
Of course, those lineups tonight brought to you by Central Christian Church. Discover the excitement at Central. Central offers exciting worship experiences packed with energy and relevant teaching and awesome programming for children and youth. Check out thenewcentral.com for service times and more information. We're about ready to get started here. It's the start of the season for the Pyramid Plus Thanksgiving basketball tournament. They do throw the word Thanksgiving in there. Of course, Mount Vernon Eastside to get us started here as you're getting ready here on WMIX, online at mywithers.radio.com. Herrin Salem to follow, and then Massac Marion will end tonight's action at 8:30. We've reached the bottom of the hour on WMIX. We'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
The best basketball coverage is heard here. This is 94.1 FM WMIX Mount Vernon and worldwide at mywithers.radio.com. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
There you have it. Eastside will be in their away orange unis tonight with blue and white trim, while the Rams will be in those beautiful white uniforms, matching the new black uniforms they got a year ago with orange trim and orange numerics. The Rams will be going left to right. The tip will be controlled by Eastside into the front court. Cedric Washington with the basketball gets left of the circle to Lockhart. Here come the Flyers. Johnson with the basketball, left wing, looks underneath on a backdoor cut by Harlan. Up top, here comes a three and an out, no good. Rebound will come to Clay Payne. Now it's Johnson on the shot, Brandon. It's Lydell with the basketball, looks right wing, able to find Tyrell Trimble. Lydell switched from 1 to 2 this year, might get a little confusing as Clay Payne has it left sideline. Rolls to the volleyball line. We're 30 seconds in. No score. Rams and Flyers here for the Pyramid Plus tournament. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski. As left of the circle, it's Clay Payne. Now goes to Travis Mitchell for his first touch. Off the screen. It'll go down low to Lydell from Trimble. Almost had the alley-oop lay-in. Instead, it'll be 2 shots at the line for Jaron Lydell.
Very nice offense for possession from Mount Vernon. The first one out of the gate this year. A lot of patience, a lot of ball movement. I love the ball movement off the ball as well. A little back screen. Got it, dumped it down to Lydell and was able to go up. And even on the taller player was able to get a shot off. Didn't go in, but he was fouled.
Lydell's first will go in. So the Rams have their first points, first lead of the season. Up 1-0. 44 seconds in at the 7:16 mark of this first quarter. We'll see if Lydell can knock down a second. Tell you a little bit about Banterra Bank, possibly in transition. He will make the second. It's 2-0. Tip off this basketball season with the Banterra Bank free checking account. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. It's Brandon Johnson with it up top for the Flyers. Swings over left sideline for Lockhart. Now at the free throw line, make that left elbow. Washington will send one up. And apparently somebody broke the law of verticality. That somebody's Joseph Cook, the 6'4 junior. That'll be the second team foul on the Flyers.
Nice to see Mount Vernon on 2 possessions. 1 shot missed for the Flyers. No more. Mount Vernon's gotten 2 rebounds out of the gate. Now the Flyers will pressure a little bit, try to speed up the pace of this game.
The inbound will come to Lydell. Clay Payne also with him in the backcourt. Lydell guarded by Johnson. Across the line right side, it's Clay Payne with the basketball. Coming around is Trimble from the underneath. Mitchell's at the free throw line. It comes around to Trimble at the IN Tigers. That's to the right sideline. And we'll see what the Rams go with here. 6:45 to play in the first. The Rams with a 2-0 lead on the Tigers. Flyers, rather. Left wing it is Mitchell. Looking in left corner. Here comes Lydell. Baseline towards the basket. Reverse not there. Shut off. But there is Levant, Mr. Badger there to make a recovery. Leonte. And now we'll have a quick touch foul on the Flyers as Tyrell Trimble is trying to make something happen around the timeline. And with 6:29 to go in the first, Eastside already has 3.
Cook with 2 of those 3. And that is going to be an important thing as we move along.
Mitchell inbound in front of the scorer's table. 6:29 to go in the first. It's a 2-0 Ram lead. He'll have to go backcourt to Lydell. He's matched up against Brandon Johnson. Crossover dribble across the timeline. Veers right side, goes up top. Mitchell has it stolen away by Cook. Cook up ahead. It'll be Brandon Johnson. Layup, we're tied. Tied at 2. 6:16 to play. In your opening quarter.
And those points right there, Chris, you passes, you can't go side to side like this. Sideline to sideline gets his quick defense for the Flyers.
Clay Payne used to wear 25, now wears number 4. Has it top of the key, almost has it stolen away by Johnson. Steps over the timeline, over and back. Rams turn the ball over here. They're second on back-to-back trips down the floor. And with 6:01 to go in the first, we're still tied at 2, but it's Eastside basketball.
Yeah, you can't dribble around that much out on top of the perimeter looking down. You have too many dribbles, that defense will start to move around you. Pressure and force a turnover as the Flyers did there.
Johnson with it up top, tries to shake past the wing, dribbles off his foot out of bounds. Scott Gamber picks it up. It'll be Ram basketball, still tied at 2. Banterra's online banking is convenient, efficient, and best of all, safe. Their security is your best defense. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. And it's a break all the way down the floor. Great move by Trimble with the left hand off the block. Rams lead 4-2.
Caught East St. Louis sleeping that time. Too much defense in the backcourt. And Trimble's able to get behind the score on the layup.
Philip Lockhart with the basketball, travels with it as he tried to go down right post. Nothing going. It's 4-2 Rams. They maintain the lead. Force the second turnover of the night on the Flyers.
Pressure again by East St. Louis here. They're going to match up now and man the inbounds as well.
A lot of pressure here in the half court for the Flyers. 5:38 to go in the first quarter. It's a 4-2 ball game. Rams on top. Lydell crosses with the basketball, left circle. Left of the circle. Trimble. Meanwhile, in a miscue, accidentally throws it off of the feet of Lockhart out of bounds. It'll be the third, or no, excuse me, no turnover, obviously. 5:31 to play in the first. It's 4-2. Quick inbound goes into the corner to Trimble. Throws it away. Badger forces what would have been a turnover. Got too much arm on Washington, and that'll be the first foul on the Rams, first on Leonte Badger.
Yeah, concern early, 3 turnovers. Mount Vernon had that good first possession, but then since then, too much dribbling around the perimeter right now, and East St. Louis is forcing Mount Vernon away from the rim, and too much dribbling, not enough movement without the ball, causing Mount Vernon some turnovers.
Alicia Sheldon checking in on the broadcast at SIU Carbondale. Always good to hear familiar. Actually, I guess see familiar text. Over here on the left wing, it'll be Johnson down low. Turnaround coming from Washington. It's off back iron and in. 4-4. We're tied. 5:08 to play in the first. It'll be Clay Payne bringing it up left timeline. 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Glad to have you with us. It's the opening game of the season here on WMIX and MyWithersRadio.com for the Mount Vernon Rams. We're about to get a fresh 5 here for the Flyers. Badger has it, right arc. Looks up top, finds Payne between the circles, goes left wing down to Mitchell. Mitchell has Badger underneath, goes to the circle for Clay Payne. Now right side, here comes Trimble. Stops the free throw line, picked up his foot, travels with the basketball. That'll be the Rams' 4th turnover, and that'll give Eastside a chance here with their main cogs and making an appearance the first time this season.
Just wonder if something was going on, something somewhere where they were not going to start this game, but here they are, and now I guess you could say we will see the real East St. Louis Flyers.
Yeah. We're learning them on the fly. Scott with it comes all the way around near side to McCray at the left wing. That's Scott up top, looks left post. And this should be an over and back unless the Rams take it away. Lydell will try to steal it. Would have been an easy over and back, and now Lydell picks up the foul. Unless they saw something we didn't.
I didn't see anybody touching an orange jersey, and that would be of the Flyers, and that should have been an over and back. The referee had his head turned at the split second, and that cost Mount Vernon a possible turnover to get the ball back.
The inbound will come side out of bounds in front of the Flyer bench by Dan Williams. Right wing, it's Michael Scott. Down low, here we go from that right side. That was number 30, Kwame Jefferson, as he tried to swing to the basket. Foul beyond the Rams.
Pace of the game is immediately picked up here.
Has a little bit.
Yeah, with the sub/starters from East St. Louis coming in.
4:15 mark of the first. Jefferson on the inbound. Or that's McCray, my apologies. Come up the right side to 6'7" Montez Williams. Misses the hook. And it'll be Flyer basketball. Looks like it was off of Clay Payne, perhaps. 4:09 to play in the first. Still tied at 4. Just like that, the tides have turned. Momentum. Kind of shifting gears here early on. Montez Williams within the right corner. Great pressure applied by Leonte Badger in the corner. Now swung up top, it's Scott. Scott looks to the left wing, finds McCray. McCray once in the post, nothing going, gives up to Scott. Has Dan Williams on the right side. Great screen, two coming, no good. On the rebound, tipped by Trimble. He'll dribble behind the back dangerously and get it across the timeline. Over on the left wing, it's Trimble. 3:47 to play. Left corner, left wide open. Liddell dribbles all the way around, gives to Flota. And now back at the right wing, it is Liddell. Handing off to Trimble. They'll go around left circle for Clay Payne, who gives back to the right wing for Jaron Liddell. And here we go. Trying to set a screen up top for Trevor Flota. Nothing going. Now back to the right wing. Jaron Liddell. Rams are going to have to reset here or something. Right arc, it is Badger. Back to the left arc now, and we have a 3-second, perhaps. 3 seconds delay, and the Rams will turn it over. That's number 5. Who will be your Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game? Great traditions aren't given, they're earned through hard work and commitment. That's just what they believe in. Community First Bank, proud sponsors of the Rams. A great tradition. Michael Scott will bring it across. 3:11 mark of the first quarter. We're tied at 4. Dan Williams with it up top. He'll come with the left hand, give to the back door, and that'll be a charge. Probably on Williams as he went into Clay Payne right after the pass, and that'll be a turnover on the Flyers in addition to foul number 4.
Number 1, dribbling too deep in the lane. Number 2, leaving your feet before you get rid of the ball. Number 3, defender waiting on you. That's a charge waiting to happen, and a third turnover on East St. Louis. Very impressed with Mount Vernon so far, handling the pressure and the pace that East St. Louis throws at them right now.
3:02 to play in the first quarter. Tied at 4, Rams and Flyers. Surprised there aren't a lot more points on the board. When you've seen this one, especially if you're watching on video on MyWithersRadio.com, it's easy to see. Left side, it is Trimble with the basketball as we await Kwyman Cantley. Far sideline, here comes Payne at the elbow. Stops, tries to go in motion into the lane, right side. Height disadvantage against Montez Williams, but CP will go to the line to shoot 2, and that'll be the 5th team foul on East side.
And that thing was there. Mount Vernon had a cutter if they had come behind where Payne was leaving, kind of in the dribble drive offense. If that guy would have went to the basket, could have had a layup. However the case may be, Payne gets to the line after being fouled on his shot.
Payne will knock down the first. Next puts the Rams back on top for the first time since it was, 4-2. 2:41 to play in the quarter as Cantley comes into the ball game for the first time this season. Kwyman Cantley, not Quamon, Kwyman. And Payne knocks down both. Great free throw shooter is Clay Payne. And now we have a line change for the Flyers. This is a scoring 1 line for East Side. Lockhart, Johnson come back in. Brandon and Davis. Cook and Washington as well.
If you're scouting East St. Louis tonight for the rest of the week, it's an absolute nightmare so far.
Luckily, Scotty gets him out of the way now, and you'd hope you don't see him again until maybe a super sectional. As the pass from Lockhart to Johnson swings out of bounds near side. Great play by Tyrell Trimble to get a hand on it, knock it out. 2:32 to go in the first. 6-4. East side trails your Mount Vernon Rams. Johnson will trigger, comes near corner for number 2 Lockhart. Straddles the timeline as he steps into the circle. Now over towards the right wing with 2:27 to go in this quarter. Looks around for the right elbow. Williams leans in for the shot. No good. Rebound tipped back to Williams. Off the glass. Finally gets the rock around the rim, and we're tied at 6. 2:17 to play in the first.
Second chance basket. First one Mount Vernon's allowed so far in the first quarter.
We'll talk a lot about that, speaking of which, in the second chance auto halftime show. As there is some contact going on, I think, on the right sideline. Dana Pearson sees something he doesn't like as Trimble was practically wearing Cedric Washington.
Really?
So Payne will pick up his first foul to be of the offensive variety. Team's 4th and a turnover.
Yeah, 6 turnover on Mount Vernon. However, East St. Louis has only been able to cash in 2 points on the first 5 turnovers.
Right wing, it is Lockhart with the basketball. Looks back door wide open. Here comes Washington. Easy 2. And the Flyers on top for the first time tonight, 8-6. 1:53 to go here in the first quarter. It is Trimble throwing up a three to break, or to get the lead back, I should say. No good. The rebound was tipped from Lydell to Payne. Back to Lydell over there, trying to go to that far corner. Dribbles off his foot. Out of bounds. 7th turnover on the Rams here with 99 seconds to play in the first quarter. They trail by 2, 8-6.
Another note is East St. Louis with all 8 points in the paint tonight in this first quarter. All of them, especially after the change over the lines after the first 5 went out of the game.
Your Heartland accounting stats will be, there'll be a lot to them. Let's just put it that way. 8-6 your score. East side on top. Lockhart coming around from the right wing. Finds right block. Good. 10-6. East side on a 4. Make that a 6-0 run.
Interesting, Chris, that East Side's backed off the pressure now with the starting 5 that's subbed in. It's very interesting how they're going about things this evening so far.
Floater right wing, looks right corner for Lydell. 1:12 to play in the quarter. Still 10-6. Lydell accused of going out of bounds over that near sideline. That'll be another turnover on the Rams, and you'd have to assume a timeout here. 1:10 to play in the first quarter. The timeout's 30 seconds. It'll be a 10-6 score going into the huddles. East side on top. There's nothing more attractive than confidence, and yours will be at an all-time high when you buy a new Lincoln at Ford Square. Not only do you get a great offer, you also get the standard 4-year, 50,000-mile maintenance plan, only from Ford Square, where the best never rest. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside, 17 shy of the top of the 6 o'clock hour here on WMIX, online at mywithersradio.com. From the Pyramid Plus Thanksgiving Basketball Tournament, where the Rams trailed the defending champion, East St. Louis Flyers, 10-6. Again, with 1:10 to play in that first quarter. And this was a team last year that after the Rams fell to the Flyers in the first, they went on to win the next 4 to finish in second place.
Momentum would be big coming into this one as we see Dana Pearson walk over with Corey Miller to the scorer's table and find out what's going on. Larry Barnine hanging out down here by the baseline. He's not going in and check anything out. May have been too many men on the ice.
That could have been. Sometimes that'll happen when you change lines up like this. Usually that's a 2-minute minor, but instead, Scott was upset about some sort of 3-second call, be it the one on the Rams or the no call on the Flyers earlier.
Little mix of both, I believe, probably.
Lockhart right wing trying to feed the post. Rams not aware. And now off the left block, here comes Williams again out of the timeout. Turnaround Jay off of the rebound's no good from Johnson. So it's a mix of the second 6 or second 5 and the first 5. One of those errors usually comes each year, DC. That happened to be it.
That's all right. If you only make one a year, I'll be impressed.
Right arc, it's Clay Payne off a left-hand dribble, given left volleyball line for Trimble. Floater with it now near the timeline. Shakes to the right sideline for Payne. 32 seconds to play. Great pivot by Payne, not to cause the travel, I should say. As the Rams trail here 10-6. Almost a palming call there, or a carry as they call it on Trimble, but he gives back up top to Lydell. 19 seconds to play. Between the circles we go over left sideline. Clay Payne with the basketball, able to find Tyrell Trimble with 14 seconds at the timeline. Flota looked wide open, but Johnson quickly there to get back to him. Trying to feed down low for Cantley, and it's stolen away on the interception. It'll be that is Lockhart bringing it up. He'll throw up a 3 with 3 seconds, no good. And that is how we end our first quarter. After 1, the East St. Louis Flyers 10, the Mount Vernon Rams 6. This is Rams basketball on WMIX.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
It's going to be a nasty winter, so get the vehicle you can depend on now at Second Chance Auto. They have the vehicle you're looking for, probably priced under $10,000, and most have a 3-month or 3,000-mile warranty. And there's bank rate financing for everyone. Second Chance Auto has been helping people just like you for over 32 years. So get your quality pre-owned vehicle from Second Chance Auto today. Route 142 East in Mount Vernon, or call 244-4582. That's 244-4582. With more in-game score updates than anyone else, this is Rams basketball on WMIX.
And welcome back to Herrin, where after 1, the Rams trail the East St. Louis Flyers 10-6. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. Game number 1 of the season, game number 1 of this Pyramid Plus Thanksgiving basketball tournament. Rams will start the second quarter with the basketball. Again, they're going left to right. It'll be in the front court. Travis Mitchell will trigger against Brandon Johnson. Again, trailing 10-6 here in the early going, and Travis Mitchell couldn't find anything he liked, so he throws it off of Brandon Johnson out of bounds, and we'll rehash.
We'll start again.
This time it'll be in the backcourt. Friends of the broadcast stopping by, of course. And Mitchell finally gets it into Clay Payne, who cuts to the right wing. Now throws a far corner for Tyrell Trimble. Drives to the basket, found a wide open seam, able to get it off of the right hand, off the window. 10-8. Rams are back within 2, 7:47. Here come the high-flying Flyers. Say that 3 times fast. Over in the back door, that was Lockhart looking for number 25. Dan Williams threw it out of bounds. And it'll be Ram basketball. Link at the floor to go.
A little too fancy there that time, coming out of their first possession in the second quarter. And again, they will pressure full court to speed this game up a little bit.
Something redundant about high-flying Flyers, I suppose.
Got to be careful with that.
7:37 to play here in the first half. Rams down 2, 10-8 to Eastside. Over there on the right wing, it is Leonte Badger. Hadn't played much organized basketball, now a starter for these 2011-12 Rams. And now a 3-second call in the lane.
3-second call is sometimes this year. Is that a point of emphasis I missed?
I don't know, but sometimes this happens when the guys you traditionally see work 1A, 2A make a transition to this type of basketball. 7:21 to play in the first half.
I'm glad you said that, not me, after my background.
Well, I'm being honest. They do a great job every time I see them. Here comes Johnson on a lean in the lane. Left side, rebound will come to Badger. And that'll be a huge rebound for the Rams there. Now they can try to force a tie again. Nearly a trap there on that left side. Travis Mitchell now on the sideline, double teamed. Too high of a pass to Payne, but it's stolen away by Eastside all alone. Off the right block, it's Brandon Johnson. Sometimes you're just out-athleted, and that was one of those instances.
And again, East St. Louis, all of their points from the paint so far in this first quarter in 2 minutes.
12-8 the score. Rams down 4. 6:40 to play in this first half. Looking for that right wing. It's Tyrell Trimble with the basketball. Has Badger outside the paint. What I find interesting is nobody's in the lane for the Rams. Now a travel. One could make the argument that Trimble had gotten rid of the basketball already, but that won't be the case. Another turnover on the Rams, and we'll tell you that you can nail a 3. Go for the account with no hidden fee. Banterra offers a totally free checking account. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC. It's Johnson with it on the left side. Trimble trying to stay with him. Now up top, it goes to Lockhart. Lockhart looking right side for Scott. He'll come underneath the basket on the backdoor cut. The right elbow, it was Washington. Gave back to the right side. Now here comes a push-up, but not a very good one by Williams. He can't connect on the basket, and Badger throws it off of Lydell, who has had 1 foot out of bounds. So it's 6:07 to play here in the first half. The Rams turned over just because one man didn't have his foot in bounds.
Got to know where you're at. Floor doesn't change as the game goes on.
6:07 to play here, first half. Rams made a lot of mistakes here in the early going. Michael Scott a long 2. Rebound will go to Clay Payne underneath. And we hope here come the Rams. Clay Payne with the basketball, still in the backcourt to Lydell. 5:52 now to go in the first half. 12-8, Rams trail by 4. Over on the right side, it is Tyrell Trimble. Looks for Trevor Flo to shy the circle. And now we have a call in the paint. Who will it be? Before we get that, we can tell you don't support the other team. Go green with Banterra's online bill pay and online statements. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. As you see the scoreboard on MyWithersRadio.com, we'll tell you the score here on the radio. 5:42 to go here in the second quarter. Rams trailing 12-8, side out of bounds here in the front court. It'll be near side into Payne, just inside the timeline. He's up top, shimmies through the circles, now looks left corner for Badger. Timeline corner in front of the scorer's table for Clay Payne, I should say. And now Trimble's trying to cross over against Michael Scott. Trying to go backdoor Badger. It's tipped away. Here comes Harlan. Throws ahead into the lane. We'll have some action around the basket. Rams get the second rebound. It'll be Badger up ahead to Flota. Has Trimble on the near side. He can't get to the lane quick enough, and the Rams are going to have to regroup.
Amazing to me, Chris. Almost halfway through the second quarter, East Side with only 2 rebounds the entire first half. 1 on each side of the glass.
5:05 to play in this first half. Just Trimble with it up top. One dribble gets to the right wing now for Payne. He'll back it up to the GN Tigers along the sideline. Left volleyball line for Flota. He'll give to Lydell, who's going to try to drive the lane. Nice move to the basket, but nothing there. Rebound stripped away by Lydell. Strips it away from Gilkey. And now a long three coming, I believe, from Flota. No good. Rebound to the Flyers. Scott looking near side. That's Gilkey for three. Off the back of the iron. Rebound, no question there. Goes to Davis Johnson. He tips it out to Scott. Back to the right wing for Lockhart. A three coming. No good. Still no three. And now a hook on Mr. Lockhart.
And we'll be shooting the other way as that's a 17 foul on the Flyers. So Mount Vernon has an opportunity of their points. They have 6 of 8 from the free throw line.
Should be anyway. Nobody was in possession of the basketball. Should be Ram 1 in bonus here. 4:30 to play in this first half. Still looking for a Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game. Support your Mount Vernon Rams with a Ram debit card from Community First Bank. Community First Bank is the only bank with debit cards tied to the Rams with a portion of the revenue going to Mount Vernon High School. And with 4.5 to go here in the second quarter, the Rams have a chance to capitalize on the great equalizer, the free throw. 1 in bonus for Trevor Flota. He will miss the first. So Montez Williams using that 6'7" frame to get the rebound, and already the Flyers in the front court. Underneath on the baseline, great move by Brandon Johnson. Scott Gamber not happy, so I'm sure you can probably hear him.
And see him.
That's true. He is in the foreground shot. Scott Gamber looking dapper in his black pants. Kind of a lighter blue shirt, more of a periwinkle perhaps. And a striped tie. Probably all picked out by his lovely wife, Jessica.
First free throws tonight for the Flyers. Struggling from outside the paint as they miss there. They have not hit a field goal, Chris, outside of the paint tonight.
So Johnson misses the front end. Let's see if he can connect on the back end here. Still no scores to report as of yet. We're going to be working on some scoreboard updates throughout the night, brought to you by Tony Wilt. And Johnson made the second to make it 13-8. Scoring in the quarter thus far is 3 for the Flyers, 2 for the Rams. The first quarter score was 10-6 Eastside.
One score to add to that update if you'd like.
Well, let's go for it now.
Sisney is leading New Harmony at the end of 1 at Grayville, 18-5.
I'll tell you about Tony Wild after this possession. It'll be Lydell bringing it across. We'll see some Rams come in to the ball game here in just a moment. Mitchell gets back to the timeline for Flota. Now right of the circle. It's Clay Payne. Trying to fake to his right side. Goes left with it. Flota trying to shake his defender to get some help. Now Payne right of the circle, still trapped near that side, timeline with 3:57 to play in the first half. Looks around, finds Lydell. Lydell on the volleyball sideline at the timeline, rolls through the circle, finds a seam in the lane, tries to go backdoor, but there's Badger to pick it up. Shot no good, rebound, backdoor by Flota. And the three-point sharpshooter picks up some points in the paint. It's 13-10, and back within a tray are the Rams. Up the right elbow, here comes, that was Brandon Johnson. Presumably a turnover on east side on the offensive player control foul.
Add to the other date, Rams fans may want to know that with 15 minutes to go in the game, it is Duke 45, Tennessee 40 in men's basketball.
Interesting. Of course, Tony Wild is the sponsor of our scoreboard updates for all of your insurance and financial service needs. Call Tony Wild, your local State Farm agent. You can find him on the web at TonyWild.com or at the corner of 42nd Street and South Water Tower in Mount Vernon. And if you see that red Jeep in the parking lot, just stop in. He would love to meet with you. Timeout on the floor, obviously, presented by Ford Square, the old double duty. Maybe get you some auto insurance, followed by a brand new automobile from Ford Square King City Chrysler. King City Chrysler Center has the all-new Dodge Caliber. Caliber cranks up the sedan and exudes attitude with every turn. Receive huge cash discounts on the all-new Caliber at King City Chrysler in Mount Vernon. That's discounts, not discounts. We're not going to count your fine china on the Thanksgiving holiday. That's discounts. Every discount counts at Ford Square.
Not a word saying about your reading ability.
No, but
you are reading them. That's fun enough.
Metter has it on the timeline. He'll inbound length of the floor to go for the Rams. That's Colton Metter, the Ram Jr., hails from field. Gets back to Jaron Lydell, I believe, from Casey. Looks for Clay Payne on the right side. I was thinking Dodds, could be wrong. Might be OBR. Dodds, first time I was right. We'll try to get these throughout the year for you at various times. That's Tyrell Trimble from Casey as he tries to slide in the lane. And slips and falls with the basketball. Turnover Rams.
Yep, lost his footing, whether the shoes were not broke in yet into the season or the floor is a little slick, whatever the case may be. Just got going too fast, lost his footing in a turnover. Mount Vernon with 6 turnovers in the second quarter.
Brandon Johnson slips over to the right wing. 3:06 to play in the first half. East side with the basketball. Now a backdoor turnaround for Montez Williams to make it 15-10. Slow to get on the scoreboard, and the Rams try to get something going here down a nickel. Left wing, that's Tyrell Trimble with the basketball. Looking for a screen from Badger. Nothing going. Badger will slip down low. Better sets a screen up top. Looks for the left wing. And now down low. Here it comes. Lydell. Lydell slides along the baseline, puts it up with the right hand off the block. And within a possession are the Rams.
Great pass from Trimble to Lydell there that time. Good teamwork there by the Rams.
Appreciate the compliments coming in via text message today. It's going to be another one in the lane, just shy of the free throw line by Washington. No good. Rams have a 2-on-1 with some speed. Behind the back pass, Lydell from Trimble. Backdoor, and it's 15-14. The Rams are within one.
Beautiful. I'm glad it worked, because usually if you mess that up, you get to come out. But, boy, it looked nice when it happened.
That is typically, expletive, when you see that happen and it doesn't work out. 15-14. Flyers lead now just one. 2:01 to play in this first half. Coming up the top is Lockhart at the right elbow. Looks underneath for the big man, and Montez Williams has it nearly taken away by Payne. That's a jump ball before they get the timeout. So it stays with the Flyers either way, and now they don't have to waste a timeout.
And at this point, with 1:52 left to go in the half, knock on wood when I say this, you have to be pretty pleased with the Rams' effort so far, only to be down one with this amount of time left in the first half.
About $1:52 to go here in this first half. 15-14 the score, nearly stolen away by Williams. Lax to try to get it back. It was Williams. Williams just let it go. And Dan Williams came to the rescue. I guess I should clarify. Michael Scott, not of the office fame, with it on the right wing. Now back to the left wing we go for Brandon Johnson. Back up top to Michael Scott. Looks to paper one down low. Turnaround coming from Washington. It's good. 17-14. The lead is back to 3. Winning Edge can customize just about any activewear, like t-shirts, sweatshirts for the team, organization, or just for you. If you don't believe me, visit them online at winningedgeusa.com. Quality service and fast turnaround since 1977. Winning Edge of Centralia as the Rams.
East side's in some foul trouble right now. Johnson, Cook, and Washington. All three were starters, all with 2 fouls apiece. Now, whether that changes or not, who knows? But they all three were starters at the beginning of this one. They all have 2 fouls.
I'd like to welcome our listeners on I-64 near Grayville. And those even right here in Herrin. As the Rams knock down the first, Clay Payne. I believe 1 of 3 now at the line tonight. 17-15 your score within 2. Trying to make it 1 here with 1:22 to go. I had that backwards. Should have said missed. Hasn't missed any. He's perfect 4 of 4.
Yeah.
I'm keeping an awkward book apparently. Vegas would not approve. 17-16 your score. Rams are back in within 1 point. 1:13 to play here in the first half. Trying to get rattled now as Johnson will throw up a long 3 from the right wing. Glances off the iron. Badger recovers with the rebound underneath, and here come the Rams. Plenty of scoreboard updates coming your way in the Second Chance Auto Halftime Show. We drop below the minute mark here in the first half. Rams just down 1. Heck of a place to be, all things considered. Metter comes around from the left wing. Gives right back to Trimble at the center circle with 50 seconds. Left sideline now for Clay Payne, shy of the 10-foot line. And now gives back to Tyrell Trimble. Looking for the crossover, pocket pick. That's going to be a reach-in foul. And now the Rams with the bonus, and Tyrell Trimble can go to the line to tie or take the lead if they can knock them both down.
And that's the 3rd foul on Brandon Johnson, also 2 as well. So another East St. Louis Flyer getting into foul trouble here.
Of course, we will see what happens here as we have reached the top of the hour. We'll take care of that momentarily. 39.8 seconds to go here in the first half. Rams are down just 1, 17-16. As you can hear the East Side cheerleaders, and it was a double bonus, I should say. So Trimble misses the first, and we'll pause for station identification. This is the Rams.
Worldwide on MyWithersRadio.com and on your radio at 94.1 FM, WMIX, Mount Vernon, Marion, Effingham. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
We're tied as Trimble knocks down the second free throw, 17-17. 37 seconds to go in this first half. Michael Scott brings it over the timeline. Left of the circle goes the pass to Williams. Now back to Scott. He'll come this left sideline looking to set something up in 27 seconds. That was Lockhart with the basketball, so he goes towards the left wing, guiding around the traffic, including Dan Williams. As Montez, Williams underneath. Still Lockhart having some trouble with the basketball. Shakes the lane, stutter step, no good. Glances off the right side of the iron, and we'll have a holding foul. What the heck from Philip Lockhart as Tyrell Trimble will be sent to line again.
Well, it's important to defend somebody 90 feet from the basket, I guess. Anyway, coming out of Cheek now. Mount Vernon with an opportunity. Couple free throws here from Trimble to take the lead going into halftime.
Might have mistaken which half of basketball it was. As Trimble goes to the line to try to get the lead here for the Rams, tied at 17 with 9 seconds to go in the half, and the first one looks good. So 18-17, the Rams are back up on top, I believe for the first time since 6-4 in the first quarter. And then they would not score again in that first quarter. So the Rams outscoring the Flyers here 12-7 in the second quarter of play. We wait the back in from Trimble. Try not to be distractive, and he'll miss it. But here we go, east side with 8 seconds to go. Up the left side, Dan Williams. Runs into Clay Payne, throws up a wild shot, no good. Rebound fought for. It's Badger that comes up with it as time expires. And the Rams take a halftime lead in the locker room, 18-17 over East St. Louis. We'll come back with your Second Chance Auto halftime show and tell you all about it. This is Rams basketball on WMIX.
Hi, Roy Schmidt, Lincoln dealer at Ford Square, Mount Vernon. It can upload your photos, play your music, download your contacts, and even find the nearest restaurant if you're hungry. It's synced with My Lincoln Touch on the 2012 Lincoln MKX. By using your voice or simply tapping a brilliant 8-inch LCD screen, synced with My Lincoln Touch allows you to control entertainment, phone, climate, and available navigation settings. And now, technology that will amaze you also comes with standard coverage that will comfort you 4-year or 50,000-mile complimentary maintenance. It's time to get out and see what's new. May I suggest a test drive in a new Lincoln MKX? Lincoln, it's just not luxury. It's smarter than that. Come see us at Ford Square 51 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
It's amazing how versatile the Saturday Sports Show has become. What do you mean you slept in last week? Set your alarm for 8:08 this Saturday morning at Junior Radio to AM 940. More Mount Vernon Rams talk, more Jefferson County talk, and more amped-up coverage of Southern Illinois sports. Hear from the best coaches, experts, and sports know-it-alls available. Sports talk worth waking up for. Saturday mornings from 8:08 till 10 a.m. on WMIX AM 940 and online at mywithersradio.com. Presented by Crossroads Community Hospital.
Whether you're a former Integra customer looking for a new home or just tired of the games, fine print, constant changes associated with big corporate banking, you do have a choice in Jefferson County. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. With 5 banking locations and a team of your hardworking friends and neighbors to support you, we built our business around one goal, your needs. For all of your banking needs, let our bankers assist you in moving back to a local bank. Community First Bank, welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
If I could see into the future, you know what I want to know? I want to know how the whole thing is going to turn out. Did I make the right decisions for my business? Helping my daughter memorize all 50 states in alphabetical order. Did it really matter?
Understanding that the future is about planning, not worry, is why Erie Insurance is above all in service. Auto, home, business, and life. Your Erie agent is waiting for you.
Your Erie agent in Mount Vernon is the Bean Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 242-6017.
It's going to be a nasty winter, so get the vehicle you can depend on now at Second Chance Auto. They have the vehicle you're looking for, probably priced under $10,000. And most have a 3-month or 3,000-mile warranty. And there's bank rate financing for everyone. Second Chance Auto has been helping people just like you for over 32 years. So get your quality pre-owned vehicle from Second Chance Auto today. Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Or call 244-4582. That's 244-4582. This is Mount Vernon Rams basketball on WMIX. The Second Chance Auto halftime show starts now.
And welcome back to Herrin. We're in the first game of the season. The Rams possess a halftime lead over the East St. Louis Flyers. It's 18-17. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski in the booth with Jeff Crow alongside, bringing us high-quality video streaming on mywithersradio.com. We are glad to have you with us, regardless of how you may be accessing us. Thank you for making us a part of your early evening this Thanksgiving week. Get the car you want today at Second Chance Auto. Second Chance has the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles priced under $10,000 in one location. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon, proud supporters of the Mount Vernon Rams. Again, glad to have you with us. Heartland Accounting halftime stats will be coming up shortly. We'll also have a State Farm scoreboard update or two in this Second Chance halftime show. And of course, the stats will be ready here in just a bit, as will our scoreboard update. We'll take a break. This is the Second Chance Auto halftime show on WMIX.
More Americans are on the move today than ever before. One of the most popular modes of transportation is the motorcycle. Motorcycles take us to our jobs, school, to the beach, and all around the country. If you're a bike rider, your Beacon Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, wants to make sure you have the best insurance protection while you're riding. Ask about the money-saving auto cycle discount and the experienced driver discount, too. Call Page Insurance at 242-7000 today about motorcycle insurance from Beacon Insurance.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit service. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Back out to the 94 Sports Mobile Studios on WMIX and MyWithersRadio.com.
Thank you, Paxton. We're back here on WMIX, online at MyWithersRadio.com. As redundant as that may have just been, we're glad to have you with us. 18-17 is your halftime score. The Mount Vernon Rams lead the East St. Louis Flyers. This is your Second Chance Auto halftime show. Get bank rate financing at Second Chance Auto with the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles. Prices are $10,000 and bank rate financing for everyone. You can get the car you want today. Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Time to check out the halftime stats calculated by Heartland Accounting.
Well, the stats are this. Mount Vernon 2-point percentage from the 2-point range is 5 of 7 for 71%. 0 of 2 from the arc. The Rams go 5 of 9 from the field in the first half, 56%. East St. Louis threw up 21 shots from 2-point range, hit 8 for 38%. They did not make a 3 in 5 attempts, so the Flyers go 8 of 26 from the field in the first half, 31%. East St. Louis, though, has outscored Mount Vernon 16-8 in the paint, and of the 17 points that East St. Louis has, 16 of those obviously coming in the paint. Free throw shooting, Mount Vernon 8 of 11, 73%, while the Flyers are only 1 of 2. Rebounding went to Mount Vernon 16-7 on the boards, and turnovers, Mount Vernon had 15, East St. Louis had 6. The Flyers were led in scoring in the first half by Cedric Washington with 6 points, Brandon Johnson had 5, Montez Williams 4, and Philip Lockhart had 2. For the Rams, they had also floor players score in the first half. Tyrell Trimble and Jaron Lydell led the way with 6. Clay Payne 4, Trevor Flota had 2. The Rams were outscored in the first quarter 10-6, but managed to come back and outscore East St. Louis in the second quarter 12-7 to give you a halftime score of Mount Vernon 18, East St. Louis 17.
Get started right. Let Heartland Accounting help make your business a success. Heartland Accounting, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B. Your small business expert. 18-17, your halftime score here. The Mount Vernon Rams lead the East St. Louis Flyers. Let's check in with the Tony Wilt scoreboard update.
Couple scores updated here from the Grayville tournament. To end of 1, Sisney leads New Harmony, Indiana 18-5. And in the second half, with 15 minutes to go, out in Hawaii at the Maui Invitational, Duke leads Tennessee 45-40.
Scoreboard update presented by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance financial service needs, check out your local State Farm agent, Tony Wilt, or online at TonyWilt.com. He's at the corner of 42nd Street and South Water Tower in Mount Vernon. If you see his red Jeep in the parking lot, just stop in. He would love to meet with you. About 2:30 before we start second half action here in Herrin, the Rams and the Flyers. The Rams with an 18-17 lead at the break. We'll take one more break. This is the Second Chance Auto halftime show on WMIX.
Are you dog tired of hunting for the right bank? People's National Bank is positive.
Took me by
We have
surprise.
all the banking services you're searching for. You will be sitting pretty when you hear about all
How
the
you doing?
convenient services People's National Bank has to offer. Looking for a place to bury your bones? We have safety deposit boxes too. Stop by 413 South 34th Street, 4522 Main Street in Mount Vernon to start banking with the best bank in Jefferson County. People's National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing
When
lender.
you want the best, think the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. The Orthopedic Center has the unique distinction of being one of only 2 non-academic accredited orthopedic teaching and research facilities in the state of Illinois. Our goal in education is to inspire the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Patient care, education, and research are our core strengths. Located on Veterans Memorial Drive, Mount Vernon, and St. Mary's Good Samaritans Centralia campus, the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Discover the difference.
This is Rams basketball on WMIX with streaming video on mywithersradio.com.
And welcome back to Mount Vernon Rams basketball. It's the Second Chance Auto halftime show, at least the finality of it, of course. Bank rate financing and the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles priced under $10 grand. What's not to love about Second Chance Auto? You can get the car you want today at Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Proud supporters of the Mount Vernon Rams. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. 18-17 is your score at the break. The Rams with a 1-point margin on these pesky East St. Louis Flyers, and you'll need more than a 1-point cushion to win this one.
Well, you're going to need more than that. You're going to have to cut down your turnovers. And number 2, I think if you're Mount Vernon, packing in and make the Flyers hit shots from outside on the perimeter. The Flyers have not made a shot outside the lane. Everything has been missed by the Flyers. 16 of 17 points coming from the paint. So Mount Vernon knows that unless they start making shots, force them to shoot them from the outside.
It'll be Rams basketball to start with. That's possession now rested in their favor at the break. It'll be Travis Mitchell in the backcourt as the Rams now going right to left. Mitchell bounces one into Clay Payne into the backcourt, and we're underway with third quarter action. Again, the Rams with an 18-17 lead here at Herrin High School. But Philip Lockhart has something to say about it. Takes the steal and the point as he'll go up for 2 off of the right block and regain the lead for the Flyers, 19-18. It'll be Leonte Badger one-on-one, length of the floor, gets the layup. Foul will be on the floor. As he was fouled, I thought on the way up, but no, he's fouled before the shot.
Class 3A, they're supposed to count that, aren't they?
Continuation.
That's what you guys told me coming into this.
So you get the continuation in 3A and 4A.
Well, you guys told me that they counted shots like that. I could be wrong. I've seen it counted on college, too, in other high school games.
Apparently the rules might be a little bit different. It'll be Ram basketball underneath their own basket as Mitchell will trigger. Comes in left arc, finds Trimble. He'll drive to the basket. It's shut off. It reverses underneath, stuffed. And the rebound goes to Montez Williams. Up ahead, it's Brandon Johnson with the basketball. Between the circles now for Davis Johnson. Back to Johnson, otherwise known as Brandon Johnson. So Johnson and Johnson having some fun as Montez Williams gets it underneath. The floater from the baseline's no good. Rebound, Leonte Badger. So 7:16 to go in the third quarter. It's a 19-18 score. East side outscoring the Rams 2-0 here in the second half. As Tyrell will be called for a travel. So Tyrell Trimble gets the turnover, as do the Rams, I should say. And so down 1, it'll be East side basketball, trying to increase their 1-point lead.
2 turnovers on Mount Vernon in the first minute. Not good.
Philip Lockhart with the basketball, right wing, looks over to the right corner. Able to find number 21, Joseph Cook. Cook, one of the original starters in this game, goes back up top, Brandon Johnson. Now left wing they look. Davis Johnson trying to bounce one down low. Montez Williams leans in. Can't get it off the back of the iron. It's tipped around out of bounds. It'll be Mount Vernon basketball.
Again, East St. Louis are getting it too easy in the post. I think Mount Vernon's got to do a lot better job pressuring the perimeter and not letting Williams have that ball so close to the rim using that body of his.
Right block. It comes into Jaron Lydell from Clay Payne. 6:44 to play in the third quarter. 19-18. East side on top. Mitchell comes around to get it just shy of the right near wing, I should say. Stops the free throw line, bounces one. Looked like somebody might have clobbered him from behind. It'll be a foul on East side.
Joseph Cook with his third foul for the Flyers, the second on East St. Louis in this third quarter. Voice Brother Retirement is years or months away. Open a retirement account that fits your lifestyle perfectly. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC, they are the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams here on WMIX and mywithersradio.com. Mitchell will trigger from the underneath. Nice play in the lane. It was blocked, however, as Badger tried to go up. Montez Williams took offense, watched it away. And it was recovered by Clay Payne, who goes to the line to shoot 2 and try to get the lead back. But again, following up by Payne. Could have been an all, let the ball hit the floor, let East St. Louis have it go the other way. Payne picked it up, got a quick offensive rebound, put back. Didn't go, but was fouled.
And we're tied at 19 as Clay Payne knocks down the first. Let's see what we get here at CP at the free throw line. Can he knock down another? He will. Nothing but net. And it's going to be 2019. Rams back on top.
Can he wear 30?
You'd think so.
I wish.
Maybe they didn't get that number.
Maybe not.
Of course, there's a ton of jerseys handed out, so maybe so. It's nearly stolen away by Lydell, but recovered by Montez Williams is all we know. Right block, left hand, it's good. It's 21-20.
That was a discombobulation of offense that worked.
There was also a lot of names forgotten in a quick period of time for me. Pass is intercepted by Brandon Johnson in the backcourt. Looks right baseline. And Johnson, or excuse me, that is Philip Lockhart trying to throw one up, and we'll have a foul after the shot.
I think it's going to be on Lockhart following a shot that he missed close, was frustrated, reached in, and that is who it is. That's his third, and that's the fourth foul already on the Flyers. Great job by Payne to stick his nose in there and get that rebound and then not let Lockhart steal away from him.
Of course, Clay Payne in contention for your Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game. Come start a banking relationship at Community First Bank. You won't be disappointed. Community First Bank, welcome back to personal banking with locations in Ina, Dix, Woodlawn, and 2 branches in Mount Vernon. Coming up the near side, it's into the near corner from Lydell to Trimble. Steps to that left wing, trying to find a way to penetrate. Can't. Goes to the right wing now via Mitchell to Payne. Looking down below on a backdoor cut by Badger. Doesn't work out. It's stolen away. Here comes Michael Scott and the Flyers. Scott looks to go right, cuts back left, now finds right baseline. Montez Williams leans in. Count it.
It's nothing Badger or anybody else can do when you let Williams catch the ball that close to the basket, turn and go to the rim. Not a lot you can do with his size to keep him away from the rim and score.
That is entirely accurate. And now, Scott Gamber would like a timeout. This timeout is presented by Ford Square. The Ford F-150 boasts an exclusive EcoBoost engine, which means more power with better fuel efficiency. Test drive the large truck champion for over 34 years at Ford Square of Mount Vernon. You can count on us. 5:31 to play here. We're in the third quarter. The Mount Vernon Rams lead the East St. Louis Flyers 23-20.
An unfortunate situation, Chris. Mount Vernon hasn't hit a field goal yet, only 2 free throws in this third quarter, whereas East St. Louis has the ability. They've thrown up 6 shots, hitting 3 of those from the field. And again, all those points so far, all 22 out of 23 for East St. Louis have come within the paint, within the lane. Again, tell you the dominance once they get it inside.
A lot of size equals a lot of dominance in most cases whenever the other team doesn't necessarily have that size.
And it's a matter, too, of not letting them get comfortable in the paint and doing what they want to do with the basketball.
So an and one coming here for the 6'7", at least listed 6'6" on this roster, but listed 6'7" elsewhere. Montez Williams. No hack-a-shack on him. He makes the free throw. It's 24-20. East side up 4, their largest lead of the afternoon.
Mount Vernon needs a timeout or a bucket, one of the two.
Come up the right side, it'll be Jaron Lydell. Finds Travis Mitchell, who's been relatively silent today. Back to the circle, it's Jaron Lydell. Trevor Floater waits to come in. Back to Mitchell near right sideline between the circles. It's Clay Payne. Payne looks around, gets a little shimmy, able to find Mitchell in the right corner. Now left wing we go. This is going to swing around the perimeter here. It's Trimble back up to Mitchell. Looks back up top. Payne could use a huge 3. Decides not to take the shot. Now Mitchell's all alone, but Trimble not a 3-point shooter. And he'll correct me right there.
Well, that's what you thought, because he looked pretty good stroking it down. Flyer defender backed off, gave him room, and he knocked it down from the wing.
24-23. Rams back within 1. 4:49 to play in the third quarter. Left elbow. There was Williams. Looks for Michael Scott, left baseline. Now back left sideline, and here comes Brandon Johnson, and we will have a foul on the Rams. That'll be Tyrell Trimble's second.
Touchy foul here between these two schools with athletes they have. That was kind of a nickel-dimer in my opinion. However, it is the second foul on Trimble.
Well, let's get technical about going green. Banterra offers free online bill pay and online statements. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. Flyer basketball over to the right side. It's intended to go down low for Montez Williams. Out of bounds. Pass was coming from Davis Johnson. And it'll be Ram basketball with a chance to tie or take the lead on this trip down the floor.
Take care of the basketball, get it across. Pressure backs off as it's man-to-man from the Flyers.
4:30 to play in the third quarter. Rams are down 1, 24-23 to Eastside. Last year's Pyramid champs. They ran the table here, or I should say at Marion last year, in this rotating tournament. Payne comes back right of the circle for Trimble. One dribble, gets back over to Badger on the right side, who immediately finds Tyrell Trimble right corner. Left-hand dribble comes near side. Great save by Trimble in the lane to Payne. Badger feigns a shot, gets the floater for the lead. No good off the back of the iron, but Payne with a rebound. Attacks the basket, swatted from behind. It's swatted by Davis Johnson. It'll be Ram basketball underneath their own basket.
Nice to see Mount Vernon being so aggressive, not only shooting, but getting those offensive rebounds and going right back at East St. Louis. Not scared of the size, using shot fakes. And again, no matter if you get it blocked, at least you can have an opportunity to maybe get a basket or a foul.
It'll be a lob play into Trevor Flota. Up at the top, looks right side for Clay Payne. We're 4 seconds removed from the 4-minute mark, otherwise known as 3:56. Third quarter action. Glad to have you with us on WMIX and MyWithersRadio.com. As Trimble had the basketball, now gives right arc. It's still going to take some adjustments to get used to Jaron Lydell no longer being number 1, but now number 2. Clay Payne now with the basketball, center circle, looks back to the right sideline in front of the Rams bench, finds Flota. Flota with a left-hand dribble, trying to come between the circles, goes back right sideline for Payne. And the Rams being a bit more patient this time after being so uber aggressive the last possession. Right arc, that is Badger. Payne has it between the circles. That's a quick grab by number 11, Davis Johnson, or Davis Johnson, I believe. That'll be the team's 5th. So now we're going to see Dan Williams back in the ball game. No score updates as of yet. Or wait.
Yeah, one update with 9 minutes to go in the second half. Duke leads Tennessee 55-51 in Maui as the Volunteers, of course, assistant coach Kent Williams down there, helping out with Tennessee, trying to pull off a big upset in the beach.
It'll be Badger coming underneath. Up top we go. Clay Payne looks to the left wing for Trimble. Lydell, and he'll travel with the basketball.
Didn't see that. I think it's first week again for everybody of high school boys basketball-wise, too.
That scoreboard update presented by Tony Wilt. For all your insurance financial service needs, it's Tony Wilt on 42nd Street in Mount Vernon or online at TonyWilt.com. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Williams looks around. Montez finds Dan. Back to Montez. Williams to Williams to Williams. And the shot's no good from the free throw line with 2:49 to play in the third.
I'd like to see Mount Vernon run some time here again, be patient on the possession, and let's work the basketball, make East St. Louis play some defense.
Coming up the left wing, it is Tyrell Trimble, and we will have a timeout.
And it'll have to be a full timeout because Mount Vernon out of the 30-second variety here as they trail 23-24 with 2:33 to go in the third. And this may be a good way and a great timeout here for Mount Vernon to kind of get themselves settled because it looked like last couple possessions a little out of whack, out of tune offensively.
It's a year-end celebration at Ford Square. Great holiday offers on a great selection of Fords and Lincolns. It's the newest technology, money-saving fuel economy, and right now a great deal from Ford Square of Mount Vernon. 24-23 is your score. Rams with the lead at the 2:33 mark of this third quarter.
And the Rams right now with a 1-point lead, and that's the thing is the Rams are a situation here down by 1 with 2:33 to go in the third quarter. Scott Gamber calls a full timeout, gets the team settled in as we play here with 2:33 to go in the third. The Flyers still in their huddle after the first horn, and now they will break huddle and come out to the timeline here with the Flyers leading by 1. Of course, following the night, 2 more games on the docket this evening here from Herrin. It'll be Herrin versus Salem next here at 7 o'clock, and then Massac County playing Marion at 8:30. The Rams will inbound the basketball. Flota is going to look to trigger the inbound. Throws it into Trimble in the left corner. Trimble again guarded man-to-man by the Flyers as the Flyers have been most of the game. Back to Flota to Lydell. Floats it on the wing to Payne. Holds it in front of the Rams bench. Back between the circles as we roll under 2:20. Trimble on the dribble. Gets it to Lydell. He'll come back around on the weave. Back to Flota. Flota out the timeline. Now dribbles. Now back to the wing. Back out. Mount Vernon being very patient here as we roll under 2 minutes. Here for the Pyramid Plus in Herrin. On the left wing is Payne holding. Now dribbling back to the timeline. Goes down the lane. Dishes off Badger. Layup good. Badger with the layup from Payne on the assist. The Rams take the lead by 1 with 1:54 to go in the third quarter. Scott dribbles to the right wing. Mount Vernon man-to-man as well. Scott to timeline. Williams throws inside. Shot up. No good and a foul. That will mean that Washington will go to line and shoot 2. And the Rams have picked up their third team foul, the second on Payne for the Rams here in the ball game. 3 on the Rams total in this second half. Washington goes to the free throw line to shoot 2. Has not shot a free throw until now and misses the first. He has 6 points in the contest to be the second leading scorer for the Flyers. He gets 1 more. Mount Vernon leads 25-24. Second free throw is in. Gets 1 out of 2. And we are tied at a quarter here with 1:43 to go in the third period. Up the front court is Lydell on the left-hand dribble, as you can see. Lydell between the circles throws a right side to Trevor Flota. Flota back between the circles to Payne. Payne dribbles between the circles, goes down the lane, picks up his dribble, has to get back out, gets it to Lydell, now to Trimble on the wing. Trimble guarded, Flyers man-to-man. Trimble down the lane, picks up the dribble, passes it back out to Payne, goes off the glass and in. Payne scores again, his 6th of the game, another assist. Mount Vernon back up by 2. We're at 1:15 to go in the third. East St. Louis now wants to talk it over. Flyers will call a full timeout as they trail Mount Vernon now 27-25 here in this third quarter of play. This timeout brought to you by Ford Square. There's nothing more attractive than confidence, and yours will be at an all-time high when you buy a new Lincoln at Ford Square. Not only do you get a great offer, you also get the standard 4-year, 50,000-mile maintenance plan only from Ford Square, where the best never rest.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good game we have here.
I didn't know I was going to be doing that.
I didn't either.
I hope when you listen later. I hope when you listen later, I have done what I needed to do.
We're not going to worry about it.
I got us a 2-point lead.
We may or may not have another game going on at AM 940 in 3 minutes. However.
Well, I do have us up by 2 since you left.
I should just leave and go hurry up to Nashville, shouldn't I? 1:11 to play here in the third quarter. As Danny said, did a fine job in my absence. I'm Chris Hugo as we near the bottom of the hour on WMIX. Rams basketball, as always, is presented by Banterra Bank. And with Banterra's mobile banking, you can check your accounts online right from half court. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC. So 1:11 to play here in the third. We'll see how the Flyers react coming out of the timeout. Down 2. That is Michael Scott with the basketball. Gives up top Brandon Johnson. Looks around. Had Williams left elbow. Surprised he didn't go to him there. And this might be stolen away Lydell, but it's recovered quickly. A shot thrown up by Scott. No good. Rebound fought for in the lane. Who will come away with it? Rams tip it away. Badger can't come up with it in the lane. It's a loose ball. Fumble. Recovered by the possession arrow. Still in football mode.
Well, yeah, it is. And you're playing a football school that got beat in the quarterfinals, too, by a very tough Wheaton-Warrenville South team, who, by the way, Wheaton-Warrenville South plays for a 7A title.
No kidding. Winning Edge wants to provide a public service, looking good while you cheer on your team. Don't settle for one design-fits-all activewear. Winning Edge can personalize almost anything and make you look good at the game. Check out their creations at winningedgeusa.com.
Wipe the hustle off the floor, will the officials. It's too early in the year for any comments to come out from the crowd, I guess. By about January, February, you'll hear some adjectives and some roasting going on of the officials when they do that.
And some conjugated verbs and adverbs, I'm sure.
Better believe it.
It'll be Michael Scott between the circles here for the Flyers. 50 seconds to play in the third. It's a 2-point ball game, 27-25. Up top, let's see where it goes. Scott looks around Dan Williams, feigns 3, throws up top for Scott. He'll head fake, gives back to Williams. Turn around from the far side. What's the whistle? Looks like it's a foul on the baseline. It'll presumably be against the Rams. That's against Trevor Flota.
Yeah, that's Flota's second foul of the game, and it surprised me that Williams was credited with shooting because it looked to me like the foul happened on the floor before Williams could get the shot off. However, Williams will go to the line and shoot 2.
Let's see what he can come up with here.
He'll get one more. That shooting from outside the paint tonight has not been good for East St. Louis.
It's 27-26 as he makes 1 of 2. Makes the back end. 35.5 seconds to go in the third. It's going to be Badger. A man to his back. Great no-look pass, but it's tipped away. His Flota can't get there. And Brandon Johnson tips it out of bounds. 31.5 seconds. It'll trigger from underneath the Ram basket. Don't forget about Banterra Bank. Score a free throw with Banterra's Visa debit card. It provides the convenience of checking in a card. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. Under a half minute to play here in the third quarter. Rams up just 1, 27-26. Right into the circle it goes. Clay Payne with the basketball. Looks around left side. Has Jaron Lydell coming up. At the right wing, Payne will back away. Give to the timeline to Flota with 16 seconds. Third quarter action from the always exciting Pyramid Plus tournament here in Herrin. 9 seconds to play. It is Tyrell Trimble with the basketball, trying to find a seam down the middle. It's shut off with 4. Flota throws up a 3. Clank off the back of the iron over the backboard with 4/10. It'll be Flyers basketball with 4/10 of a second to try to get a shot off for presumably about 3/4 court. And that's where it'll come from. Michael Scott. Ooh, just off the mark and short. We have reached the end of the third quarter here on the Mount Vernon Rams basketball. They lead 27-26 over East St. Louis. This is Rams basketball on WMIX.
On November 5th, 2011, Community First Bank and the First State Bank of Dix officially partnered to better serve our customers and our community. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. We welcome all our new friends to the Community First family, and I'd like to personally invite you to call, drop by, or log in to learn more about Jefferson County's only true locally owned community bank. Now with locations in Ida, Woodlawn, Dix, and 2 branches in Mount Vernon, we are your community bank. Community First Bank, welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC.
This is Jeff Schmidt with Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac in Centralia. We are your regional Cadillac dealer, and right now get great deals on all remaining 2011 models. Save big on the hot-selling SRX and CTS Coupe. How about combining luxury and performance with the Cadillac STS and receive $9,000 in savings? Huge savings on Escalade, too. And we have them all in stock and ready for immediate delivery at Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac, 1421 West McCord in Centralia, Illinois, or online at SchmidtChevroletCadillac.com.
Daily schedules, scores, and more. Like WMIX Sports on Facebook. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And welcome back for a final quarter of play, possibly, as the Mount Vernon Rams barely lead the East St. Louis Flyers 27-26. We're in the fourth quarter, 7:57 to go. Ram basketball to start. In the left corner was Flota, looks for Payne in the circle. Now back to the left wing we go. Trimble trying to drive, backdoor Badger uses his body with the reverse, it's good. And Leonte Badger, I believe his first point, no. He got 2 while I was gone, Danny.
Yeah, he did.
He has 4 on the night. It's 29-26.
He got 2. He got another 2 while you were here.
So I'm even.
You're even.
Left corner, it's Dan Williams looking up top, able to find Philip Lockhart. Right wing now we go. Dan Williams looking to score up for 3. Instead goes inside. Montez Williams, the turnaround, and they're back within 1. 29-28.
First
7:18 to go.
First Flyer to double figures tonight. He's got 11.
And we will have the 5-second call on the Rams. Scott Gamber not happy. Clay Payne couldn't find anybody to get it into. And with 7:11 to go, the Rams turn the ball over. Lob will go into Williams. Who else? Chance for the lead for East Side. Off the back of the iron. Floater goes up for the rebound. It's tipped away. It's going to be a track meet with Lydell up ahead to Badger. Layup. Good. Badger has 6. The Rams have 31. They're up 3. 31-28 with 6:58 to play. Up the right of the circle. Here we go. Philip Lockhart with the basketball. Montez Williams has to pop outside the paint. Give back to Lockhart for 3. Badger comes away with the rebound.
Like what Mount Vernon's doing. Take the opportunity, run the fast break when it's there. Patience when it's not. Very good job.
Trimble will draw the foul on Brandon Johnson, who could just not wait for Tyrell Trimble to cross that free throw line. Rams basketball presented by Banterra Bank. Don't get it technical in an embarrassing situation. Make sure you've opted in your debit card for overdraft purchases. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. Of course, you can follow us on Twitter at 94 Sports. Coming around from the left wing, it is Trimble. Throws up a rainbow, no good. Trying to get his own rebound, and it is corralled by Cedric Washington. Johnson will bring it across from the Flyers, up the right side. Stops at the wing with a right-hand dribble. Now carries the left hand between the circles where he gives to Philip Lockhart. 6:17 to go in the fourth quarter. 31-28 Rams. Lockhart looks inside, and Montez Williams draws a foul on someone. It'll be on Leonte Badger.
I think what he had back there, he's trying to battle Williams in the post, and he had a little stiff arm. You can have your elbow bent a little bit, but he had it stiff pushing on him. You can't do that. That's his third.
Of course, you're looking for Lady Rams basketball against Freeburg. You can flip over to AM 940, where we have Lady Rams waiting for you from Nashville, and it'll be tipped away on the inbound by the Ram defense as Washington trying to get it in. Let's see what happens here. Cedric Washington triggers near the left corner on the baseline. Gets it back from Dan Williams. Payne is there for the Rams. Now back to Dan Williams, right wing. Up top we go to Philip Lockhart. Has Michael Scott on the left wing. And it's going to be a nice move to the basket by Lockhart to clean up the mess. It'll be Cedric Washington, however, off of the miss, and it's 31-30. Rams up just 1. Payne trying to get it to somebody. Van calls a timeout.
Don't have a lot of movement, Chris. You don't have a lot of people setting screens, rolling off the screens to get away from defenders. A lot of standing around wanting the ball to be thrown to them, and you can't do that, and that's why it's cost Mount Vernon a 5-second call and now a timeout.
This is a Ford Square timeout, but we'll go ahead and pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
This is 50,000 watts of Mount Vernon Rams basketball. We are 94.1 FM WMIX, Mount Vernon, Marion, Effingham, a free service from Withers Broadcasting.
Free service indeed, made possible by people such as our timeout sponsor, Ford Square and King City Chrysler. Imported from Detroit to Mount Vernon, the Chrysler 200 extends well beyond its mid-size shadow with character, comfort, and fuel efficiency. Receive huge cash discounts on the all-new remaining 200s at King City Chrysler in Mount Vernon. 31-30 Rams hanging on to a 1-point lead over the East St. Louis Flyers with 5:44 to play in the fourth quarter. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski and Jeff Crow from Herrin. Radio for you on 94.1 FM. Video online at mywithersradio.com as we get back to it. Length of the floor to go for the Rams. Clay Payne on the inbound. Inbounds in the backcourt, we could say, and Lydell has to straddle that baseline. Gives it back to Payne. 5:38 to play in the fourth quarter. And we have a quick foul on east side. That'll be the 7th on the Flyers. And that is the 4th, I believe.
Yep, and you're right. And that's big because he's got 9 points. Second only Montez Williams. And now, Chris, 5:35 to go, up by 1. Mount Vernon has an opportunity to extend the lead.
5:35 to play here in the fourth quarter as Payne goes to the line for the one and bonus, extends the lead to 2, could make it 3 if he can knock down the bonus. We owe you some scoreboard updates if we have anything worthwhile. Was that 45-40, a first half score from Duke, Tennessee?
That was second half.
So they did go to overtime.
No.
Oh, we said the wrong time?
No.
I don't know. I'm confused now. Payne drains them both. I thought you said 15 seconds to go in the second half.
No, 15 minutes to go in the second half.
Oh, 30,
Come on, man.
30. I thought it was a low-scoring game. As Eastside tries to attack. Lockhart had nothing going. The rebound went to Johnson. The jump ball will keep the basketball with Eastside via the possession arrow. They'll have the basketball, should be underneath their own basket. Or to the right a little bit. Oh, man. Dan Williams will trigger up the right side. It is Scott looking inside for Williams. Scott, the left elbow, gives to Dan Williams. Montez was nobody found on that last one, so we had to kick back out. 5:08 to play in the ball game, or regulation, we should say. It's a lob down low. Williams nearly lost the basketball. 4-speed Scott on the right wing. And the Flyers looking to make something happen with 5 to play. 33-30, Rams on top. Up top, here's Dan Williams. Shakes in the lane. Shots up, no good. And the rebound falls off the left side. There's the athletic Leonte Badger to get it.
How big is he going to be this year on the boards?
Huge. That was a great pass past the outstretched Williams to get it to Trimble, who brought it across the timeline. On the right side with it now is Trevor Flota. Back to the circle for Clay Payne. 4:30 to play in this fourth quarter. Rams up just 3, 33-30. Flota on the right of the circle goes back to the right sideline for Clay Payne. The Rams looking to make something happen here. 4:21 mark of the fourth quarter. Up just 3. Payne off a right-handed dribble, still with the basketball, now rolls to the circle. Finds Jaron Lydell. DC's trying to be a photographer here. You're drawing a map of what's getting ready to happen. I see you over there. It's almost like a preview as Payne comes back to the left side, shy of the arc. Looks for Trevor Flota, who comes around. Rams nothing short on screens here. As Payne brings it near the timeline with 3:54. As Lydell wide open on the near side, he's going to bring it back out. Rams trying to kill as much clock as possible.
This is vintage Rams basketball.
This is. Coming up the right arc. Nice slide pass down low. Backdoor. Badgers there. Give the assist to number 1, Tyrell Trimble, and it's 35-30. I believe the largest Ram lead of the night.
It is.
That's Philip Lockhart with it on the right wing. 3:25 to play in the fourth. Left side, Williams for a 3. In and out. Rebound will be tipped away. It'll be Ram basketball. Here comes Lydell across the timeline. He'll slow things down. Able to get it to Payne. Payne finds Tyrell Trimble on the right wing. Back to Payne in the lane. Nice backdoor play. There's Leonte Badger. It's 37-30.
Badger has 8 1/4, Chris, 10 in the game.
And Leonte Badger did a lot in football, may do it here in basketball, and that's for your Community First Bank player of the game. Community First Bank, with more Jefferson County locations than anyone else, locally owned, with decisions made here. Proud supporters of the Mount Vernon Rams in Jefferson County, with locations in Ina, Dix, Woodlawn, and 2 branches in Mount Vernon. That's Community First Bank of the Heartland. Who will be your player of the game? We'll find out. Here in the Ford Square timeout, we have 3:04 to play. It's 37-30, Rams by 7 here. And this is an opening season matchup against the East St. Louis Flyers, and anything could happen the rest of the way.
The Badger didn't play basketball the last few years. Very impressive as Badger now with 8 points in the quarter, 10 in the game. What an impressive job. Now, I'm more impressed. And the scoring's one thing, but I've been more impressed with his rebounding abilities tonight. And again, this is the key here. You're up 7 now with 3:04 to go. Play to win the game, try not to play to lose the game. Got to be aggressive here as we go along if you're in Mount Vernon.
37-30. East side on top. That is number 3, Brandon Johns with the basketball. Looking to go baseline from that left side. Throws up an ill-advised shot. Nearly has it stolen away, and it'll go out of bounds off of East side. Goes out the far corner near the tunnel. And that's where it'll be lost for Brandon Johnson, and here come the Rams.
On the cusp of an upset to start your year, how big would this be?
That'd be huge. As Liddell's trapped in that back corner there in the backcourt, and we will have a turnover on the Rams as Floto can't contain.
It was bad to start with, Chris. You throw it in the corner, and then the double team happens. And at that point, it becomes frustrating because it's too fast, and you got nowhere to throw it because you got 2 defenders, 2 sidelines guarding you, and an automatic turnover.
Good to hear some birds of a feather tuning in tonight. They host their own tournament next week, don't they?
Yeah.
Coming up down low, and there's Cedric Washington again. Gets 2 more off the right side, off the block. That's a 5-point game, 37-32.
Oh, boy, Mount Vernon's got to do a better job, especially in that. When the basket's made, Flota's got to understand he can run the baseline to get people to move. Now he can, obviously, but he's got to know that on a made basket.
Coming into Jaron Liddell with 2:22 to play in the fourth quarter. 37-32 is the Ram lead. Glad to have you with us on mywithersradio.com with high-quality streaming video or on your radio here on WMIX. Payne able to feed off of the bounce pass. Here comes Trimble, who has to go right through the hands of Badger. It's going to say it was tipped away by Williams.
That bird that flocks together gave me a nice congratulations yesterday, as we mentioned.
I bet he did.
Yep.
Of course, he wasn't in the hunt to close the weekend.
Nope. Others were,
Classy
though.
thing to do.
Others were, though. He's got 4 on the shelf.
Of course, his crew chief came over to congratulate.
He's got 4 on the shelf. I only got 3 now, so.
2:07 to play here. In regulation, the Rams up 5, 37-32.
Big possession.
Indeed.
You can get up 7 here. Huge.
Flota looking for somebody to find. Gets it to Payne. Nearly tipped away. Payne saves it in the far corner. Taking some high dribbles. Kicks out to Flota. Rams able to buy a break there as it came corner. Now Flota at the wing. Picks up his dribble. Nobody behind him to get it. Finds Trimble in the near corner at the timeline. With 1:55 to go. Trimble cuts in the lane. Throws up a nice hook. 39-32. It's 1:45 to play, and the Rams back up a touchdown.
He goes into double digits. That's his 11th point of the game.
Pull-up 3 coming, and there it is. There's an answer by Brandon Johnson. Pull-up 3 up top. It's 39-35. The lead now 4 with 90 seconds to go.
First shot made by the Flyers outside the lane.
It'll be Jaron Liddell with it between the circles with 1:25 to play. Badger has it on the far side. Gets it back to Tyrell Trimble with 1:20. Up top, here comes Trimble. A reverse to the lane is good. Right down central. Reverses to the left block. It's 41-35. And with 73 seconds, the Rams are up by 6. And now we'll have a block in the lane on Trevor Flota, as apparently 1 foot wasn't set. I don't know. Thought they were.
I thought it was a pretty good charge. However,
replay shows he set his feet.
Well, I would like to see, and I've begged for this for years, high school to put that half moon underneath the goal, half circle. That way we know where everybody's standing at. What are we going to call here?
We'll see.
Block and didn't get the shot off. Okay.
68 seconds to go in regulation. It's 41-35. Rams by 6. Game coming up after this one's Herrin Salem. After that, it's Massac Marion here on the first night of your Pyramid Plus tournament. Lob will come to Brandon Johnson. Right-hand dribble, switches to his left, gives up top to Philip Lockhart. Back to the right wing as will fall below the 1 minute mark. Johnson drives, leans in, gets a nice bounce off of the rim, and the shot to drop, and we'll have a timeout on the floor. This timeout is presented by Ford Square of Mount Vernon. Of course, the Ford F-150 has that exclusive EcoBoost engine, which means more power with better fuel efficiency. Test drive the large truck champion for over 34 years at Ford Square of Mount Vernon. You can count on us. So 56.6 seconds to go on the clock. Rams are up 4, 41-37. And what a huge set of momentum this would be for the Rams if they could hang on.
Well, the first thing that has to happen is to recognize that both teams only have one timeout left apiece. That could be huge with the way the pressure has been defensively by both teams. Number two, once you get the ball in, Trimble and Lydell have to come back for the basketball and take care of it for Mount Vernon to get in the front court. You can't be scared, and you can't play not to lose this game. You got to be aggressive and get after it, just like Trimble's been the last 2 times down the floor getting those layups. If the opening's there, take it. If it's not, run that clock and take care of the ball and get to the free throw line to try to extend your lead.
56.6 seconds left to go in regulation. 41-37. The Rams' lead is just 4. It's been 7 at times here this evening. However, this is more of a comfortable margin than they've had it many times throughout tonight. We owe you plenty more scoreboard updates. Still 74-61. Duke leads Tennessee with 3 to go in the second half. That scoreboard update's presented by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance financial service needs, it's Tony Wilt on 42nd Street in Mount Vernon. In the far corner, Lydell was trapped. He's able to find Floater. They're still in the backcourt. Clay Payne has Trimble, has to 4-speed Trimble. He can't hang on. Can't get control of it. It goes out of bounds. Huge turnover there as the Rams keep getting stuck with 4 in the backcourt, trying to help out the man that gets trapped in the back corner. But here's an idea. Stay away from the back corner.
Well, the problem was Payne caught the basketball, was back toward his basket 80 feet away. Can't do much with it at that point.
Johnson looking to drive. Throws up just outside the elbow. Rebound will go to Trimble, and no call and a foul. He was stripped away, and here comes a 3 from east side. Lockhart drains it. It's a 1-point game.
Wow. Run the baseline and get the ball in. There you go. Not there, though.
And now, they're going to say it was off of east side. There was a trap there by Cedric Washington. And I believe Dan Williams. It's out of bounds off of one or the other. It'll be side out of bounds in front of the Flyer bench for Trevor Floda. And the Rams having some issues here getting it in. It's Badger this time. And Leonte able to bounce back to Lydell. And he'll be trapped as he picks up the dribble. No call and a foul. Finally, a timeout for the Rams. I will say the one thing I'm very left unimpressed with is the clear hacking at arms and grabbing of arms and no calls. And I don't agree with that.
It's like playoff hockey in the NHL. The whistles have been put away right now in the last part of this game. And unfortunately for Mount Vernon, it's not going to their advantage.
Good to see a coach clamoring for a show invite after comments made.
Yeah.
19.4 seconds left to go here as we'll come out of the Ford Square timeout. 41-40, and what a close one we have, especially after that turnover and subsequent 3 from the right wing for Philip Lockhart.
And as I say, East St. Louis basically went 3+ quarters, basically 85% of the game without hitting a shot from outside the lane. They hit their first 3 shots outside the lane of this fourth quarter, and 2 of them are threes to get them back within 41-40, as it was 37-30 about 3 minutes ago. Mount Vernon was ahead. Mount Vernon now has been outscored 10-4 since that time.
So it'll be Ram basketball to restart in front of the Flyer bench, far baseline.
This is where the youth and the experience of Mount Vernon may or may not show in this case. Have an opportunity to get a win like this. And there's a great inbounds play by
And
Scott
it is to Jaron Lydell. Comes in towards the right wing. Slips it back to the far corner at the timeline for Floda. Floda called for a walk as he was stripped. Floda was called for the walk off of the trip, and the Flyers will get it back down 1 with 13 seconds to go in front of the scorer's table.
Mount Vernon has no fouls to give. 16 fouls, 13 seconds to go.
So they will lay back and wait with 13 seconds to go in regulation.
If anything, you make the Flyers put one up from the outside. That's their weak point tonight.
11 seconds to go. East side with the basketball into the front court. No call and a carry. They'll let everything else go, though. Johnson rims out with 3 seconds. And Jaron Lydell hangs on to it. He's hacked, and finally a foul call. I try not to complain, but when it's blatantly obvious, with 1 second left to go, Rams go to the line to try to make it a 3-point game on a 1 and bonus.
The whistles were put in the pocket or swallowed or whatever euphemism you want to use. And unfortunately, if you're East St. Louis, that means that Johnson fouls out with 10 points, 5 of those coming in this fourth quarter. But Mount Vernon, with a second to go, has an opportunity. East St. Louis does have a timeout if they elect to burn it, but then Trimble will be at the line to try to put this game away, or at least put the Rams up by 3.
The most knowledgeable outdoorsman in all of Southern Illinois has sat down next to us. That is outstanding. As Trimble makes the first. And we're not talking about Jeff London. He's in Nashville. 42-40.
Most knowledgeable person, you said, of outdoorsmen ever.
You betcha. 42-40 the score. Rams by 2. Trimble trying to make it a 3-point game. He'll knock them both down. And Tyrell just made the biggest shots of the season thus far. And it's easy to say because we're only 1 game in. 1 second left to go in regulation. It'll have to be the old heave-ho by the Flyers if they want to force overtime. Rams basketball is presented by Banterra Bank, where the retirement is years or months away. Open a retirement account that fits your lifestyle perfectly. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC. This is a Ford Square timeout. Danny Czerwinski alongside. I'm Chris Hugo. Jeff Crow with us as well. Jesse Clark back in the studio as the Rams lead 43-40 with 1 tick left to go in regulation. If you're East Side, Danny, what are you drawing up here in the huddle?
You got to draw something up where you get only 1 second left. You got to draw something maybe where you get you got to get an open look. You have no time to catch and toss to somebody else. Basically, you got to get somebody catching on the run down here on the wing, one of the wings, and see if they can throw one up. It's going to take a miracle shot here to try to tie this thing up. And if Mount Vernon, you can't foul. And I like the fact that Scott Gamber is going to guard the inbounds play as Leonta Badger. Not that I've been burned before on the inbounds plays going length of the court in any big games.
And we'll see. Of course, we have your Bean Insurance postgame show coming up after this one. It'll feature your Heartland Accounting stats, hopefully an interview with Scott Gamber, and your Community First Bank player of the game, in addition to a scoreboard update. Length of the floor to go. The big man will inbound. It's Montez Williams. Heave-ho coming from Lockhart. In and out. Looked like it might have gotten more front iron than anything from the near far corner in front of the scorer's table. And the Rams pull the mild upset here to start the tournament, 43-40 over the East St. Louis Flyers. The Bean Insurance postgame show is next.
Does this sound familiar? I can't stand this job. I just wish I had time to go back to school, but with work and family.
I know. I just enrolled in Rend Lake College's evening cosmetology program. They have evening classes that will even fit into your busy schedule. You can even graduate in less than 2 years. Classes are convenient to get to, and they're in Studio RLC in Mount Vernon. They even offer financial aid.
What's it like? I've been out of school so long.
It's not your typical take notes. Listen to a lecture program. We will learn the latest styles and trends in cosmetology, and it looks like we'll have fun doing it. We'll be out on the salon floor getting hands-on experience and getting to know all kinds of people. By the time we're done, we'll be ready to jump into a new career and love our job. For once.
Okay, how do I sign up?
I called 618-242-8459, but you can also check out their website at rlc.edu/Studio RLC or stop by the RLC Marketplace in Mount Vernon.
Hi, I'm Elaine. I've been a nurse with Good Samaritan for many, many years. One of the best things about my job is knowing that I work for a hospital that cares so much about the community. We're dedicated to attracting the best physicians and investing in the most advanced medical technologies. Whether it's radiology, oncology, or advanced heart care, we provide some of the nation's most advanced treatment options right here in Southern Illinois. That way patients never have to travel far from their families to receive the care they need. I'm always happy when families come visit. And starting in 2013, that sort of thing will happen even more. That's when Good Samaritan opens our all-new regional health center. Everything about the new center has been designed with patients in mind. It features all private rooms and family-friendly areas that make it easier for visitors to stay overnight. I can't wait to see what Good Samaritan does with this exciting new facility.
Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a hospital, raising the bar.
Has your bank recently stopped offering free checking?
Don't get burned by all the fees. Switch to People's National Bank today. People's National Bank's free checking includes a free Visa check card, free bill pay, and free online banking, as well as unlimited check writing. People's National Bank, proudly serving Southern Illinois since 1909. People's National Bank, member FDIC. Non-usage fees may apply.
Hi, Roy Schmidt, Lincoln dealer at Ford Square, Mount Vernon. When you shop for a luxury car, you'll notice that the luxury doesn't always come standard. The 2012 Lincoln MKZ, however, comes loaded. Heated and cooled front seats, standard. Sync technology, standard. Soft leather seating and genuine wood trim, standard. Reverse sensing system, standard. Isn't it nice to see that someone is putting standards back into luxury? And here's one more extra you won't pay extra for. 4-year or 50,000-mile complimentary maintenance, standard. Better yet, that's on top of your Lincoln dealer's most attractive offer on Lincoln MKZ. All that's left is a nice, long test drive, which, as you might have guessed, is complimentary as well. Lincoln, it's just not luxury, it's smarter than that. Come see us at Ford Square, Mount Vernon, 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
If I could change anything, you know what I'd change? I'd make it a law that if you tell someone to have a nice day, you really have to mean it, 100%.
Making your day better than it started out is what makes Erie Insurance above all in service. Auto, home, business, and life. Your Erie agent is waiting for you. And have a nice day.
Your Erie agent in Mount Vernon is the Bean Insurance Agency. Get a quote at beaninsurance.net.
This is Mount Vernon Rams basketball on WMIX. The Bean Insurance Postgame Show starts now.
And welcome back to Herrin High School, side of the 2011 Pyramid Plus Thanksgiving Basketball Tournament. Game 1 in the books. The Mount Vernon Rams defeat the East St. Louis Flyers by a final of 43-40. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski, Jeff Crow with us as well here on WMIX and online at mywithersradio.com. And Danny, can't guarantee you a raise, but thank you for helping usher in a victory your first time.
I don't understand. We just beat East St. Louis. That's pretty nice to start your year off with.
I'd say.
That's wonderful. Wonderful start to the season for the Rams, getting this victory.
Of course, here on the Bean Insurance Postgame Show, they are an independent agency that can do the insurance shopping for you. Bean Insurance has multiple top insurance companies from which to choose with great rates for your family. Call Bean Insurance at 242-6017. That's 242-6017. We have your Heartland Accounting halftime stats coming up here in just a little bit, though they are completed. We'll make that clear. And a whole bunch more, as we also have a scoreboard update to give you. We also have plenty of things to go over in the analysis of this one. Again, the Mount Vernon Rams upset the East St. Louis Flyers in Game 1 by a final of 43-40. Next game coming up, of course, is Herrin and Salem. We have a final in some college basketball. We have a halftime score from Christopher. We have a mid-second quarter score from Nashville. Plenty more to tell you about here in just a bit. But we'll take a quick break, come back. We'll have your Heartland Accounting postgame stats. This is the Bean Insurance postgame show on WMIX.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit service. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
America is a nation on wheels. Everyone has at least one automobile. We use them for shopping, work, everything we do. But they can be a threat. Some accidents can't be prevented. Your professional Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview and Mount Vernon, can help protect you from a large financial loss when an accident happens. Call Page Insurance today at 242-7000 about low-cost auto insurance from Pekin Insurance. Ask them about the many money-saving discounts that are available. Depend on your hometown professional. Pekin.
Insurance.
Rams letter jackets, all stars and stitches. Rams cheerleading jackets, all stars and stitches. Rams hoodies, all stars and stitches. Rams t-shirts, all stars and stitches. Rams car stickers, all stars and stitches. Rams yard sign, all stars and stitches. Rams apparel, all stars and stitches. Anything Mount Vernon Rams, all stars and stitches.
Okay, I get it. I can get anything Mount Vernon Rams at All Stars and Stitches. But where in the world is All Stars and Stitches?
All Stars and Stitches. We're located in Benton, half a block from the Benton High School. Our phone number is 618-435-5555. Give us a call.
Hey, are you thinking of starting your own business? Or maybe you already own your own business and have tax questions? Call Heartland Accounting today. At Heartland Accounting, we specialize in small business planning. Let us help you with your business bookkeeping, sales taxes, payroll taxes, or maybe just some solid business advice. Get started right and let us help you make your business a success. Call Heartland Accounting of Mount Vernon today at 244-7077 or stop by 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B.
With more in-game score updates than anyone else, this is Rams basketball on WMIX.
Not quite the edge of 17, but the Rams with a big win over the East St. Louis Flyers. Of course, welcome back to the Bean Insurance postgame show. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. The Rams 43, the East St. Louis Flyers 40. Big win in the first matchup, of course, of this season. Next one's tomorrow against Massac County, but Massac County also another favorite in this tournament.
Should be interesting. After winning tonight, you don't have much time to get back down off this cloud nine here of beating East St. Louis and turning around and playing a very good Massac County team. So Mount Vernon will have to enjoy it very quickly and then let it go, as they say, get ready for Massac County.
Let's take a look at our Heartland Accounting postgame stats.
Well, we will look at the Mount Vernon Rams, 13 of 19 from two-point range, 68%, only 1 of 5 from the arc for 20. Mount Vernon goes 14 of 24 from the field in the game for 58%. For East St. Louis, 15 of 41 from two-point range, 37%, 2 of 11 from the arc for 18%. The Flyers go 17 of 52 for 33%. Yep, they threw up 52 shots compared to Mount Vernon's 24 in the contest. For free throw shooting, Mount Vernon 14 of 18, 78%. The Flyers 4 of 7 for 57%. Rebounding went to Mount Vernon, 26 to 14 overall in the rebounding department. They out-rebounded East St. Louis 22 to 6 on the defensive glass. That was the difference in the game. Turnovers, Mount Vernon did have 26 turnovers compared to only 9 for East St. Louis. Scoring in the contest for the Flyers, 5 players scored in the game. 3 were in double figures. Cedric Washington and Montez Williams led the way with 11. Brandon Johnson had 10, Philip Lockhart 7, and Joseph Cook had 1. For the Rams, they were led in scoring tonight by Tyrell Trimble, 15 points. Clay Payne and Leonta Badger had 10 points apiece. Jaron Lydell 6 and Trevor floated 2 to give you a final score of Mount Vernon 43, East St. Louis 40. A couple other tidbits. The Flyers outscored Mount Vernon 28-24 in the paint, and the Flyers, of their 17 total field goals in the ball game, only 3 were from outside the free throw lane.
Very interesting indeed. Of course, those stats are calculated by Heartland Accounting. Get started right. Let Heartland Accounting help make your business a success. Heartland Accounting, 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B. Your small business expert. I think I kind of called that one in from our walkie-talkie there for a moment, or a CB. That said, we need to get to a quick scoreboard update. Looks like we have a lot of high school scores from around the area. Some Lady Ram update even well.
Yeah, Lady Rams update in the second quarter up at Nashville. Lady Rams are tied with Freeburg 25-all. Halftime at Christopher, Egyptian leads Cobden 61-18. Halftime at, I believe, possibly Jacksonville or Alton. That'd be Alton.
Yes.
O'Fallon leads Carbondale 45-23 at the half. At St. Anthony, Breeze Central leads Effingham 36-28 into 3. At Vienna, Meridian beat Century 72-33. And one final score from the men's college basketball. It was Duke beating Kent Williams' Tennessee Volunteers 77-67 out on the Big Island in Maui.
That scoreboard update brought to you by Tony Wilton State Farm. For all of your financial service needs, call Tony Wilt, your local State Farm agent. Find him on the web at TonyWilt.com or at the corner of 42nd South Water Tower in Mount Vernon. If you see his red Jeep in the parking lot, just stop in. He would love to meet with you. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski alongside. It's past the top of the hour. We'll pause for station identification. This is Rams Radio.
Like WMIX Sports on Facebook. This is 50,000 watts of the Mount Vernon Rams on 94.1 FM WMIX. Mount Vernon, Marion, Effingham. A free service from Withers Broadcasting.
On Scott Gamber patrol, and I don't think he's coming anytime soon, so hopefully celebrating a big win in the locker room over the East St. Louis Flyers, 43-40. Chances are you're paying too much for auto insurance. Discounts await at Bean Insurance. You won't know how much you can save until you give them a call. Bean Insurance, 242-6017. That's 242-6017. We need to select a Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game while we're away. We'll do that. Come back with more Bean Insurance postgame show. This is Rams basketball on WMIX.
It's amazing how versatile the Saturday sports show has become. What do you mean you slept in last week? Set your alarm for 8:08 this Saturday morning and tune your radio to AM 940. More Mount Vernon Rams talk, more Jefferson County talk, and more amped-up coverage of Southern Illinois sports. Hear from the best coaches, experts, and sports know-it-alls available. Sports talk worth waking up for. Saturday mornings from 8:08 till 10 a.m. on WMIX AM 940 and online at mywithersradio.com. Presented by Crossroads Community Hospital.
Whether you're a former Integra customer looking for a new home or just tired of the games, fine print, constant changes associated with big corporate banking, you do have a choice in Jefferson County. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. With 5 banking locations and a team of your hardworking friends and neighbors to support you, we've built our business around one goal, your needs. For all of your banking needs, let our bankers assist you in moving back to a local bank. Community First Bank, welcome back to personal banking. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Mount Vernon Rams basketball on WMIX. Time for the Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game.
We are back on WMIX, mywithersradio.com, just past the top of the hour. Chris Hugo with Danny Czerwinski. Before we get to the Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game, we're going to talk a Ram, what some might call a mild upset over the East St. Louis Flyers. They win this one.
Call it a big upset.
I'm a little bit more. I have a little bit more confidence in your team, Scotty. But 43-40 is the victory tonight here, and Danny was here to see it. He wants a raise already for bringing home a big win the first game out. But I feel dumb saying this because it is so blatantly obvious. But this has to be the start you want for the season.
Unbelievable start for us. But what we've got to remember is it's just one game. We got to really enjoy it tonight because that's a good win over a really good team. But, hey, we've got to be committed to playing like that every night. We've got to work the ball. And we still have a long way to go. We turn the ball over way too many times. I mean, it shows here 26 times. That's too many. That's too many turnovers. You can't turn the ball over 26 times and expect night in and night out to win. But what I thought was the key for us winning tonight was, well, 2. 1, free throws. We haven't shot that well from the free throw line. Clay was 8 of 8. And 2, we out-rebounded them. And that should never happen. We do not play a kid over 6'3". They don't play a kid under 6'4", and we out-rebounded them tonight. And that's because those guys committed themselves at every trip, box out. And that was the entire key for tonight. I don't know how many times I noticed Leonte getting a rebound, Clay Payne boxing out and getting a rebound. Jaron Lydell had 5 rebounds for us, and he's our point. I mean, those guys really committed to that. But in a Thanksgiving tournament, you have very little time to get ready for the next game. And we're in for a dogfight tomorrow against Massac. I know Massac's really bothered us with their pressure. We struggled against pressure tonight. We're going to have to get a lot better in one day if we're going to win tomorrow night.
Was there a point in the game tonight, Scott, where it got to a point of maybe, and then all of a sudden, hey, the kids looked at them, you looked at the kids, and maybe they thought, hey, we can get this done tonight?
Yeah, I think when they really started chasing us there in the fourth quarter, I think they got frustrated by the pace of the game, and when they started chasing, I thought, we're going to have a chance if we can finish around the basket, and Leonte did. Leonte finished when he got the ball. We had some guards make some nice passes to him, but that's when I thought we had a chance. Did not do a very good job defending the final play of the game. He got way too good of a look with 1 second left, but lucky for us, the ball went in and out, and we were able to take a win, because if that game goes into overtime, we're in trouble.
One thing, too, I'll get Trimble has 15, but a kid I thought, not points-wise, the Badger had 10. But to me, his rebounding and his defense on the other end, the one shot limited for the Flyers a lot of times. he had several of those rebounds on the defensive end.
I thought, like you said, Tyrell played really well with 15 points. But if I had to pick a kid who I thought was our best tonight, it was Leonte, just because, like you said, they murdered us on the glass last year. I mean, that was the thing we worked on for 2 weeks, was getting better on and Leonte made the difference. We don't have Leonte tonight, we don't win. Because even if our guys box out, it's another thing to go get it, and Leonte's able to go get the ball, and he was a big key for us tonight. But him and Tyrell, I thought Clay played really well. Clay's a guy that sometimes doesn't, stand out with statistics, but he does so many little things throughout the course of the game. And 8 for 8 from the free throw line, I mean, that's huge.
Tonight you have a team like East St. Louis, very athletic, very physical. Tomorrow that's going to be a totally different style of play. Still physical, but a different type of physicality with the Massac County Patriots. A question I've really not gotten the chance to ask you is, how do you go from one side of the spectrum to the other in 24 hours and prepare for that?
It's tough. It's tough. And we don't have a lot of time tomorrow morning. I mean, we're going to come in the morning, try to practice for an hour and a half, 2 hours prior to, the game. But it's a quick flip, and I think the way we can do that is, staying within ourselves, really concentrating on the things we can do to stop that, really being patient, really making them try to chase like we did tonight. I think the key is going to be, tomorrow's going to be the same thing. Can we get them chasing, and then can we finish when we get them chasing? Because Massac's not going to sit back and let us pass the ball around. They're going to put a lot of pressure on us, and it's, can we handle that pressure, and then can we finish when we get the opportunities? Malcolm Amos is a heck of a player. He really hurt us last year at this Pyramid tournament. The Baser kid is a big body inside. So it's going to be tough. And then you like you said, you turn around, you play 5 games, and you get 5 different styles of play, which is, I think, what's good about this tournament, is getting to play different teams.
Of course, 43-40 was the final. Mount Vernon, I guess we could call it an upset over Eastside. I have a little bit more faith than that, but a big win tonight to start off this tournament. 5 games in 6 days, a great tournament to be in. As who knew it would end up with Herrin coming to 3A this year, that this would be the perfect place for us. But that said, how do you just keep going? How do you keep the kids going in a game like that where the turnovers are starting to build late? What did you say to them in that final timeout to kind of keep them from getting flustered?
Just trying to get them relaxed. I mean, we had a lot of guys in there that hadn't had a lot of varsity experience. And that's tough for me because I don't relax very often, and I get pretty excited. But trying to get our guys to relax, trying to get our guys to realize, hey, they've got to foul. We had the possession arrow. If we just hold it and get tied up, we're getting the ball back. Just try not to panic there. We needed to get the ball in the right guy's hand, and we were trying to get it to Clay, and they kept denying him from getting it. And we were very fortunate to get the win tonight. I mean, there's no doubt.
Scott, congratulations. First time 1-0 in your career, and
yeah.
I don't mean that disrespectfully,
no,
but it was close in Alton that first year until Cuiava goes down with the ankle injury.
I was worried it was going to be the same type thing, outplay him and get beat at the end, but good win for us.
There we go. Congratulations. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. That is Scott Gamber on the Beat Insurance Postgame Show, winning coach here tonight. Again, the final 43-40. And time now, it's hard to believe, for our Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game.
Well, choices.
I think now it has to be Leonte Badger. We were deciding between Leonte and Tyrell, because Tyrell made those free throws at the end, but he's right. Those rebounds from Leonte Badger, those 8 fourth-quarter points, those are hard to look up. And for that effort, Leonte Badger is your Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game. Great traditions aren't given, they're earned through hard work and commitment. That's just what we believe in. Community First Bank of the Heartland, proud sponsors of the Mount Vernon Rams. A great tradition. So who will be the Ram of the Week? You'll have to stay tuned to WMIX next week to find out. 43-40, your final. The Mount Vernon Rams upset the East St. Louis Flyers from the Pyramid. That's going to do it for us here tonight. For Danny Czerwinski, for Jeff Crow, for Jesse Clark back in the studio, and for everyone at Withers Broadcasting, thank you for listening to Mount Vernon Rams basketball. Big win tonight over Eastside. I'm Chris Hugo, reminding you of the final score. The Mount Vernon Rams 43, the East St. Louis Flyers 40. Good night from Herrin.